Oh. I was getting ready to rock out to music.
Control does not want to work. Let me try one more time. If not, we just want to get going. Let's see. All right. Nope. Intro does not want to work, but that is... Child, what the hell going on here? Let me try this one more time. Coming soon. Until then, enjoy the vibes.
My baby, your body's on fire. Hey, body's on fire. Just enough. My baby, your body's on fire. Hey, body's on fire. My baby, your body's on fire. Yeah. Not do with the da. Me, I no get time on the da. Dada cover my face, calling me la da. Biggie man, we know the where I money, what's it come? Chewbacca, all depend. They can ride the wind, and the beat, die for nothing, my nigga. What's it come? Chewbacca, all the belly, the galley, ride the wind, I know it, die for nothing. Make you no say anything when you do, they must commentate.
I can't come and kill myself.
Anything when I they try to they do on my way.
I can't come and kill myself.
Plenty survive we face, just to make sure money day. All my people that go say I know one fight, I know one time. I know one women, I want enjoy, I want jump life, I want buy me food, I want build house, I still want to know. Tell me, what's it come? Chewbacca, all the belly, they get it, ride the money, I know it, die for nothing. My nigga, what's it come? Chewbacca, all the belly, they get it, ride the money, I know it. Different things them happening, schemes and packaging. In a one night for shows I'm juggling. Flow like the ocean, my boat I'm paddling. Tradition up Bella, that's my bro, my family. Goes in chains. When it comes to money, I take concentrate. Like I tell you straight, you are not my mate. If you become mission, I be head of state. But my people then go say I know one fight, I know one time, I know one women. I want enjoy, I want jump life, I want buy motor, I want build house, I still want to know. Tell me, my nigga, what's it come? Chewbacca, all the belly, they can get ride the money, and the beat, die for nothing. My nigga, what's it come? Chewbacca, all the belly, they can get ride the money, and the beat, die for nothing. Oluwa Bana, yeah.
All right. Hello, hello, hello to everybody. I don't know about you guys, but when that was playing, and if y'all could just put y'all microphones on mute and until we get to you, whatever, that way just we can eliminate some of the feedback. Mine was breaking up and stuff like that. So if I have any issues, I probably just, go on mute or either leave out and come back in. So I want to go ahead and say hello to everybody in the chat, but I do want to go ahead and give my guests on the panel a proper introduction. So we're going to go ahead and start right beside me, which, okay, let's see. It's like nothing in this StreamYard wants to work today for whatever reason. Okay, there we go. Misunderstood. Okay, Misunderstood is up in the building. Thank you so much for being here. We had a really good conversation last night on her platform, and that kind of initiated this topic, which I already wanted to talk about it, but it's going to be a two-part subject because we're going to start here, and then we're going to go over to Misunderstoods after an hour, okay? So let me go ahead and remove this here. And then we have my sister, BBW, known to everybody else as just Krista. She will always be BBW to me, okay? So I thank her for being here, and she is working that hair tonight, okay? Okay, we have her wife up in the building, TC HBC Queen. Okay, TC, thank you for being here. I'm eager to hear some of your opinions on the situation. Okay. And we have Alexis here on the panel tonight. So this is really going to be a treat. And we also have Chopper. He got disconnected just a second ago, but he should be coming back up, right? So I'm not going to go one by one in the chat, even though it's not a lot of people in here right now, but just because I want to get started with the commentary, just we will be going to MU's page in a little bit. So let me go ahead and remove Alexis from single layout. This thing got me ready to kick you all the way out the YouTube. Okay, and we got Chopper. Chopper is back. Yeah, if you would like to come up, Pizza. If not, you don't have to. But I just wanted to see what your opinion was about some of this stuff. We ain't doing no cussing or fussing or nothing like that. Your device is not connected, Chopper. So what I want to get started with is this. And Chopper should be back in a little bit, but he's having technical difficulties. I watched the Wendy Williams documentary, but during the time I was sick, so I couldn't really talk about it, but it was still something that I wanted to talk about because it was so sad to watch. And I know some people don't like Wendy Williams or they're mad at her for things that she has done. But at the same time, I'm not going to celebrate somebody being sick. So let me give Chopper his proper introduction. I'm trying to get you on the solo layout. Oh, sure. Okay, yeah. So we have Chopper. I want to go down the rabbit hole. That's it.
Hey, everybody.
thing. I want to go there. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of things that people are not saying that I feel like they should be saying. And, you know, so let me go ahead and get Chopper up here on the thing. Okay. It's not letting me do anything. I can't even get the link. I think I'm frozen. BBW, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
I can hear you, Shelly.
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Thank you, because I'm like repeating myself a billion times. Okay, so
No,
I'm gonna get a link in case Pizza does want to come up. For some reason, like my StreamYard is not, it's not acting right. Like I'm trying to copy the
the link.
The thing, it won't
Is
do
it the
it.
three?
I'm trying to get him.
Is it the thing at the top?
Yeah.
Do you want me to jump up and go put it down there for her?
If you could, because look at this. This thing is just, oh God, I'm so irritated.
Oh, okay. You get more?
Okay.
No. Okay.
I'm just going to talk so there's no dead air. But hi, everyone. Thank you for joining Shelly's live stream. Okay. And I'm going to go back on mute. I know I was having technical difficulties, so.
Oh, I'm not doing any of that stuff. Okay. Just want to make sure. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Yep. Okay, let's get started because I'm getting so agitated. Yeah. This is probably going to be a members only video after a while. So I watched the Wendy Williams documentary and it just made me feel some type of way. And I wanted to discuss it. So I just want to make sure everyone on the panel, you have seen the documentary or have you heard about it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So now the producers of the Lifetime documentary, the 4-part series, they claimed that this was supposed to show her coming back to TV, right? But I feel like at the point where she was stumbling and not able to take care of herself, looking terrible and all of that, I just don't know who thought it was a good idea to put this shit out, because it definitely didn't look. A lot of us learned that the powers that be can basically control where you live, what you can do and what you can't do with your money, what you can't have access to. So what I'm wondering is, do you guys think that when Wendy was doing a little bit better, that maybe she said something to her bank or her lawyer about protecting her assets? Because I just don't understand why they're going so hard in this situation.
Am I buffering or is Shelly buffering?
So
I
I'm gonna go.
mean, glitching.
It's Shelly.
She
Okay.
glitching a little bit.
It's me. Okay.
Hi,
Okay,
teammate.
y'all. Somebody go. If you heard what I said, somebody respond to what I just said, and I'm gonna come right back.
Okay, so what I think, so I was able to make out your question, and what I think is interesting is why they froze her assets, because I don't think that's anything that anyone wanted. I feel like Wells Fargo made that decision based off of the amount that her son was spending. Did anybody else get that from the documentary? Because it sounded so what, and another thing I don't think people realize, so I looked up her net worth, which is about, according to this article, 20 million, but yet she's saying that she's broke and she has no money. I don't think it was something she wanted. So I'm gonna go on mute.
I think it has something to do with that husband now being broke, and that baby that was made still has to be taken care of. And somebody got a good lawyer, and a way to get out of a lawsuit or something is to be blind, crippled, or crazy. So, when Bill Cosby wanted to get out of his jail thing, he couldn't see to even his hand in front of him. But then once he got out of jail, he's been fine. He could see. So when you have a good lawyer and you got some of that stuff going on, also, I think that there may be some assets and stuff that they're trying to put away. And she probably had her son to do that. However, a bank can take control and alert the authorities when there's some stuff going on, and they can freeze up everything until their investigation.
Right, because that's what Wells Fargo did.
And hi, Fazaro.
Hi, BBW.
Hi, Boo.
Well, I kind of feel different, maybe, because I feel like it's the people way up there. Like, you know what I mean? I understand it's this investigation, but they're acting like she has no money now. So how's it Wells Fargo has all your money? And I look at the world maybe a little different, how we're about to transition to like digital currency, and banks are failing all over the country, the world. So it's like, why, she has all these problems right now. So there's a reason they can hold that money for themselves. But you make sense too, just Krista.
Well,
But to me, there's like somebody way up there that, like, I would be going crazy. Like, I don't care what I have. That is my money. I worked hard for that money. My son needs that money. I don't care what illegitimate child's out there. But
right.
there's some reason why they aren't letting it up. And to me, it's got to be, she made somebody really mad, and they're holding it over her head still to this day. Or I guess, yeah, it could just be lawyers. But I'm kind of conspiracy theorist too. So to me, it doesn't add up at all.
Well, I'll say this. I have a bank account, and I hadn't really been doing anything with the bank account, right? So they sent me the card. I never went to go even activate the card because it was just another, account. So one day I was out and I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and use the card or whatever I was trying to do.
And the account said that I had $0 in it. And I'm like, wait, hold the fuck up. And I'm talking, I had bands in there, right? So I'm thinking the bank has stole my money. But actually what happened is they told me if you don't use your account in a certain amount of time, they pretty much freeze your account.
Right.
Right. And I think that's kind of like a dangerous thing too, because if you're freezing people's account or whatever, the person could be sick or they might even forget about the account. I don't know. It's just weird. You know what I mean? So I thought that was weird because it said $0 or whatever. And I had to go in the bank and get them to basically reactivate my bank account, even though I never asked them to close it. I never had experienced that until, just recent. So,
And a lot of times, Shelly, they do that too because sometimes people pass away
right.
and they could forget about the account or they never told their family or loved ones about it. And what happens is the bank has to take that money. And there's a thing that you can even check online. Like if you ever had a family member or loved one to pass away who you may think have left you money or have had money in the bank. And you can go there to see if there's anything with your name on it, any accounts, property, or anything. It's online.
Yeah, I
And
know
you just
exactly
go in
Oh, I've
there.
heard of that.
about.
Yeah. And what happens is the bank has to, because they have to report, this monies and stuff. So if you don't like touch those accounts for a couple of years, then they'll like send you notices and stuff, but then they'll go ahead and freeze them. And then they have to turn that money over to whatever state that you're in. And the state holds that money, supposedly, you know how that go. They hold the money until the person or persons that it was left to gets it. Some people never go and get it. Some people don't even know that they got money out there. A friend of mine found out she had $5,000 that an aunt had left her. And she was the one who at first told me about it. And you know me, I was like, girl, let me see.
The unclaimed money website. Yeah, they
Who
have them for each state. But my thing is Wells Fargo. That's what's rubbing me the wrong way. We're saying banks, but this is Wells Fargo.
Yeah,
Well, it doesn't matter. It's just
Well, I just said they've been caught up with that housing crisis, right? That happened, what, 2008 or something?
I think that people are missing, and I do understand. And Krista, you're absolutely right. I looked into that too. What's interesting is that a couple years ago, Wells Fargo placed her under financial guardianship. Okay, Wells Fargo placed her under that, saying that she was how you say what? Incapacitated,
Incompetent. Yes, incompetent. Yes.
They said she was incapacitated, whatever that word, and she was a victim of financial exploitation.
Oh.
So that's why I brought up her son and how much he spent and stuff like that. So they froze her accounts, and I don't think a lot of people realize how common that is. We heard about that with Wendy, and we see what happened with Britney Spears, but it happens to a lot of other people.
Yes, it does.
And that's something. I mean, the bank declared that she was under exploitation and froze her account. So Wendy's saying she don't have money. Her net worth is saying 20 million, and it just doesn't add up.
It don't add up because y'all already know what's going on. Why we beating around the bush? She never had control over her life. None of them have control over their life.
Let's get into it, pizza. Yep.
Because once you sell your soul, you have no control. Wendy gives me that she's under the MK Ultra device and that her brain has been tampered with because there were some things that she was saying on that interview that didn't make no sense, especially the part about her husband. Definitely feels like there's some glitching going on that she's doing that doesn't happen with Britney Spears, Kanye West, and the rest of them, where they tamper with their brains. When it looks like that's what's going on with her, when he knows that these people got control over her, it ain't shit she could do. It ain't nothing her son or her family could do because that's what you have to do when you in that industry. It is no different. All of them have to go through that. The devil came to collect. That's all that happened.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that too.
Yeah.
A lot of shit that goes on that I know I definitely wouldn't be a part of. So yeah, I understand what you're
Well, I definitely don't agree. I do know that there's this. They live under what we call trust. It's not Wells Fargo like we know the bank that you walk inside. They don't
Break it
deal on
down,
that side.
TC.
They don't deal on that side of the world. Okay,
That's why
so
I'm
what?
not understanding. I'm sorry to cut
Well,
you off, but why wouldn't she have a trust set up for her son at
but
least?
she does. She has. You will. I mean, they're not going to talk about that, but she's she said it in some of her interviews prior to like years ago. I know when she was working at WBLS, and then she was in here in Philadelphia. She talked about trust. There was,
somebody
there's
also asked her if her son had stole some money from her and she cussed them people out and kicked them out that interview. She
Yep.
told
Mhm.
him if he needs anything that he can get it. I mean, I personally, because I wrote this down on my notes or whatever, the son is
Right,
spoiled because he's a rainbow baby or whatever.
right.
Understandable. But she's built the empire, in my opinion, so that her son
So
doesn't really have to want or need or ask for anything.
right
Now,
now, let me just say this. There's a movie that's called the Family That Prays Together. I know a lot of folks may not like Tyler Perry, but that movie was very significant because it talked about when you have trust, when you have an empire, when you have production companies, when you have all of these things, you also have these other things called foundations and trusts, and you have other things that are stored in different places, and they don't go into the bank. They go into what we call financial institutions. Those financial institutions, now a lot of times they're finding out that they don't know how to manage their money, so they find out in these real precarious kind of ways. I think Wendy has been one of those, and I think a lot of black women have been very, very good about managing their money. However, when you get families and you have divorces and you have all these things, states, and then people do get sick, having to take care of your parents and things of that nature. Money gets, you have to pay here, you have to pay there, and you're the sole person. It's not like her husband was bringing in, like she was bringing in, like in a business, like some oil or something like that. Like, no, he was her manager. So he was eating off of her as well.
right.
So she's the sole everything. I don't know if she put herself under sole proprietorship, but most of the time, especially black women will usually, because I got a husband, I'm gonna look out for him, and this is what they do. And then them freakers, then they go and they do what they want to do, and they eat off the fat of the land. And the woman is still what? She's still the one that's working. But when you're dealing in this type of money, and $20 million, she's broke. Yo, they're broke.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we talk about when I got $20, I'm rich. Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not dealing. It's a whole totally different mentality, and so they do have trusts. Her son had a trust. Remember, her mother and father passed away like really side by side, like very close in proximity. She
I'm
lost
sure
them.
her father's still alive.
I don't think so, but check it. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
checking
know.
out Sister Shirley
Yeah,
passed.
check it out
Those
because I
people
know that
have
I think her.
handlers. They have handlers. That's what they have. She don't
So
have no
what
control.
happened? No, so what happens is that when you have these trusts, you have to rearrange. It's like a chessboard. When people pass, you have to go back in, and now you have to put in different trustees, and you have to put in a different beneficiary, so forth and so on. Remember, it's just her, and it's just her son.
A
It's
lot
a
of people
totally
probably
different
don't
game.
know this. If you don't have a will or you don't write your stuff up or whatever, and let's say you are a woman, you don't have any children, you're not married or whatever the case may be, that money will, like, if nobody claims it, next to kin and all that other kind of stuff, they send that money to the school board.
Well, no, yeah, that was
Here
when you're
in
talking
Maryland,
about a will, yes. But when we're talking about when you live in trust, with a trust fund, that is not the case.
That's got to be a whole other conversation though,
When
because
you're dealing with a
yeah,
will,
with
it
trust
goes
compared to a will, yeah, because we all
right.
need to really start moving to family trusts. This
You
is
should
how,
always have a trust. I don't care if you got $20.
hmm
Get a trust. The bottom line is that will goes into probate, which is what you're saying, Shelly. Which was the it will go in the state, and the state will have control of it. When you are dealing with a trust is when you are not responsible or accountable, but you are in control of everything. I've been telling people since I've been in YouTube, get yourself a trust fund.
Yeah, and her
And
father
then what
is
you do,
very much so not.
then what you do is
they don't have
then what you do is you get a nonprofit or you put a foundation together, and they will feed each other. That's how
yeah,
you use it.
yes.
Most people, because Negroes don't know how to use it, and we want to get Cadillacs and we want to get now all these other Porsches and whatever the case may be. We don't know how to use it, and we don't know how to create foundations, and we don't know how to create big business and empires.
Yeah, that's true. So
That's how they keep the money
But
within their
it's
family and write everything off through their corporations and things.
They write it off. This is what to do. What the not the for profit writes it off to the nonprofit. So if I have a for profit empire, which is my production company, making movies and blah blah blah, and then I have what we call a nonprofit organization, a philanthropic organization that I use as my tax shelter, which I use to make sure I don't have to pay taxes on, which is what they do. They give that money to a nonprofit organization. It could be
yeah,
cancer, lupus. It could be somebody that's walking on one toe. Somebody that you get wells in Africa. Whatever. It's a nonprofit. You create a nonprofit foundation. So most of the
Hmm
time, you see these people, they have a trust, they have trustees, and their children are running the nonprofit organizations. And then when the children get older, they have grandchildren. The children run the business, the grandchildren run the nonprofit. And it's a cyclical cycle.
hold on a second. It says one more. If any, hold on, y'all.
But these are conversations I like to have, about the trust and things because, this is how we pass the generational wealth.
There you go.
So,
That's
yeah.
real generational wealth. And anybody that's worth $20 million and they're saying they're broke, that's generation. That's wealth. She's
Okay,
broke.
let's
Well, I'm spending all my money before I leave Earth.
Amen. That's what.
so let's slide into this right quick, right? So when they showed her in the condition that she was in, house in disarray, I understand she's supposed to be moving, packing up her stuff or whatever. She didn't know how to work the TV. She's looking a mess. Niece comes there. There's no food in the house. The lady Sean is there. The Sean is supposed to be her PR person, right? Okay. Now, from my understanding, they have now fired Sean, which I think is a good thing because I didn't trust her from the giddy up. To me, she was looking out for herself, taking her out on all of these different auditions and all this other stuff when you see that she's not at her best. So why would you even want to take her somewhere? She's talking about taking wigs off her head and all of this other stuff, right? So my question is this, and I would love to see if anybody on the panel could help me to understand, why can't a member of her family come and stay with her for 24 hours a day?
Because they have their own lives.
Well,
There's
her
no,
family
let me
wanted
tell
her
you
to stick with
something.
them, and she was doing better. But then remember, they changed that. And what I didn't understand is because that went on for a while, and then they said the family wasn't approved to do it anymore.
Well, here's the thing. So what happened is when she went out to Florida, they told her that she had to come back due to contracts or whatever, which I just didn't even know it's a thing where somebody can force you to leave one state to go to another state or whatever, right? But let me just say, if Wendy was my mother, And I'm not coming after her son because I do believe her son loves her. But if Wendy was my mother in the condition that she's in, she don't know what the hell is going on. She ain't got no goddamn food in the house. She's sick. She don't have access to any money or whatever. There is nothing that would stop me from stop doing whatever it is that I'm doing. My life will have to come on hold for my mother. And I'm just wondering, because a person like her that's rich, I'm sure she's giving her son the heaven, the moon, the stars above. Same thing with her family, because she says she's spoiled her family and all this other stuff. So why hasn't someone made that sacrifice for her that she's made for them? Or listen, let's say they can't do it because they're working. They have the money is available. Why can't they have a home health care nurse or somebody that can be there 24/7 to make sure that she's taking medication, making sure that she's eating, making sure that the house is, up to par or whatever? To me, it makes no sense that she's alone. And
But
That's
Wendy
right.
Williams was always like that, though. She always told everybody, even after she would leave the studio, she was like, I just want to get home and get by myself. She was like, I'd be at home by myself. So she always lived her life like that. And now that she got all this stuff going on, it's not easy to get involved with your family, especially once you get all this type of stuff involved. The law, adult protections and all of this and banks and stuff. Nobody's really going to sign up for that. And especially if she kind of distanced herself from everybody in her family. She never really got involved. Like, I don't have kids, but I'm real involved with my nieces, to the point even now they're like, Auntie, listen, something come down, you coming with us. But they know my ways. I spend a lot of time with them. I do a lot of stuff with them. Wendy didn't do that. She always talked about being alone at home and getting her some ice cream and stuff and
now,
just getting at home.
yeah, I agree with that. Pizarro says
That's like, I agree with Pizarro though. Like
What she say? I can't see it.
that.
she says, ask yourself, how was Wells Fargo able to freeze her account without her knowledge? Somebody made that decision for her, which I'm thinking a lawyer or something like that.
A hand. I mean,
No, a
I
bank can
believe
get in
that.
touch
Yeah,
with adult protection now, and they can and have a judge sign off and freeze your stuff.
exactly.
And
It
that's why
happened
they
to a
said she
friend
was
of
being
mine.
exploited. So they did it without her
Yeah.
knowledge and wanting to, and against the family wishes. And you guys got to remember. So they titled that documentary "Where Is Wendy Williams?" She's in a treatment system.
And
Her
my
brother
point
said
is somebody else. Y'all not going beyond the
I
bank.
get you, please. I get you.
Who was the one able to because they ain't just do this out the blue.
Hmm.
They ain't made that decision out the blue. Someone else in that industry that she deals with was able to make them freeze her account, is what I'm saying. Y'all keep making it up with the bank, but y'all forgetting the bank is also a part of that same system, that
Yes,
digital system y'all keep talking about. So
yes.
this is your prime example of you will own nothing and you will be free. Y'all not looking deeper into it. Y'all going by what they're giving y'all instead of digging deeper into, well, no one should be able to freeze Whitney's account unless Whitney should give that say so. If someone else is
Hmm.
able to do stuff like that, then that lets you know she never had control over anything that she had going on in that industry, because none of them do. They put on this big front to y'all like they have control over their lives when really
They
and
don't.
truly they do not.
Well, none
Just
of us
like
that
if
put
they
our
want to
money
make
in
you broke, if
institutions
they
have
want to hold
control.
on, if they want to make you broke within the snap of a finger, these people have the power to do it. They done it to so
Hmm.
many. Which is why I'm gonna be
Yes.
doing my conspiracy lie on the boy Houston, because he goes deep into what happened and
Yes.
why he stabbed out of his eye, his left eye, and what he saw and things that he saw in that industry. It's
Hmm.
literally
Who was
messed
that?
up how
You
it goes,
said
because you
Houston?
have Houston. He used to be a singer.
You
Oh,
talking about Marcus Houston?
yeah.
No,
No,
his
not
name is
Mark.
Houston. He
Oh, his
was
name
Is
is.
that
signed
the
to
guy they confuse
hold
Fetty Wap
on.
with?
Yes, that's him.
Okay. Hmm.
Can I respond? Well, it is really just that simple. Okay, number one, let's just divert for a second. Only thing you have to do is call CPS on somebody, and once the system gets involved into your business, into your personal business, and you get called on and things of that nature, you're in the system. Okay. Once you get into a situation where you're in a car with somebody, you're driving, it's your car, and they have weed or have some illegal substance, the police pull you over, they find out, and it's in your car, you're responsible, you're in the system. So I don't take for granted that somebody probably called on Wendy, talked about, this thing that, these people were taking that. The family's against this, the people in the industry's against the people in the family, because nobody really trusts anybody, but Wendy is still who they're feeding off of. Somebody called, got the system out there, and all of this comes about. And that's just point blank. Now, I want to go back to what Krista said. If you don't spend time with somebody in your family or somebody enough that they will know what your wishes are, what your will is, in case you are incapacitated, you're going to be subject to the system. And I remember Wendy at WBLS when I was in college. And Ken was notoriously known for doing whatever with all kinds of different people. She was notoriously known for being out there, et cetera, et cetera. She's explained it and said it herself. Spending time with her family was not one of those. Was not one of those things. So now at the end,
babe, she trying to say something.
Okay, so Pizarro has to leave. So thank you for coming. And even though she has a difference of opinion, I think that's a good thing. None of us should really be agreeing, because that is how you bring the conversation up and look at it from all different types of angles. So at the end of the day, I don't feel like anybody's wrong with what they're saying. Everybody has
Right.
I agree. I definitely agree.
Looking at it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like the different aspects by Pizarro. There's,
I did too.
And
because think about it, we're talking about a world we don't know, really.
Yeah,
yeah. Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Take this real quick. So like Winter says, I believe what triggered the investigation was her son getting that $100,000.
There you go.
That's what I was saying earlier when they were talking about, because the bank said financial exploitation, and and her son spoke on that. So,
but really quick, like, I hate to say this, but if he was a little white boy doing that, would they have said the same thing?
I doubt it seriously.
Okay. So, like, I hate to put that out there, but I don't trust fund children. They are allowed to spend whatever they want. And I have never heard of a bank freezing the Simon Property Group management's accounts. And I grew up with all of their children.
Look how Black people are treated when they go to the bank and they want to withdraw a large amount or deposit. We see it all the time on the news where they're calling the police, or they think some type of fraud is going on, but really the person is some actor or, whatever. So
yeah. And his mother worked her butt off for him to be able to spend $1 million at once if he would like to.
Right.
Because you better believe the Royals are doing it, and their parents didn't even work for it.
And just remember, there's another side to it. This ex-husband and his extra family situation, he's broke as I don't know what. He sees his son. Now we all know that sons and fathers, mothers and daughters become jealous and things of that nature. Who's to say that that dude didn't call and say the $100,000 that was spent was an exploitation situation. Who's to say? We don't know. Just like here in these YouTube streets, you got people that call for stupid stuff that they see and don't have no basis for it, but they do it anyway. So let's get real with it and let's say, yeah, you right. White boys probably wouldn't have to go through this, but we know our people. And because we know these Negroes in these YouTube streets will do the same thing for less.
The husband asking for more money because he was not able to pay his bills. And the judge said no, thank God.
I think that's the best thing that they said. I think
yes,
that battle because and she said it's not Wendy Williams' problem. I'm like, finally, one thing.
Yes, exactly. I agree with you. Finally,
I feel like husband also contributed to the bank doing their investigation. And
I do too.
Like if you watch these shows that I be telling y'all about, and these old people be getting swindled with these romance scams and stuff. People be transferring, 80,000 and 50,000. These people, it's the same thing. Their banks get shut down, and they do an investigation and all that other stuff. So I feel like this was, no different.
To me, that was a red flag. He was her manager for so long because that gave him access. And it's her husband. But already, I was always taught, though, you don't do that with your family. Put them in positions of power like that. But what if he did start some off the island type of an account, was taking money from her even, and she don't know. That whole thing, I wouldn't have trusted it right there, her ex-husband.
Okay, so that girl, J76, I haven't seen that movie, and I will check it out. And Vibrant, I do agree with you as far as people having their stuff in order. I've been to more funerals than I care to even talk about. And the main thing that I see with a lot of people is that they don't have their stuff in order. And that's why it ends up being so much confusion when people pass away, because you haven't told somebody whether you wanted to get cremated or buried or this or that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You didn't put your what's it called? Your not a payee, but your basically who you want your money to go to. So you got family members fighting over money. Everybody feels entitled. Yep. Has a different relationship, and they feel that their relationship outweighs the next person, or what the case may be. So there's even okay, so if you don't have a will or whatever, there's a thing called My 5 Wishes. I know that that's legal in Maryland, and you can fill out that, and it'll help you out with some of your last final wishes and things like that. We do have to get our papers in order. Vibrant, that is the whole thing behind all of this. Even with Wendy, right? To be honest, because the part of Wendy's brain where she has damage, right? I have damage in that same part of the brain, okay? That's not the only place I have damage in my brain, but that's one of the places, right? And I'm just putting this out here because, I ain't gonna let nobody hold nothing over my head. Let's start with that, right? And it is what it is. So that, because I have that and all kind of stuff going on, I have certain things already set up at my bank. They already know if this happens, this person can take control of this. Everything is written down because I have health issues. That's the way I think. I don't know if these health issues crept up on Wendy, so she did not prepare. Everybody.
I was wondering the same thing, Shelly.
Everybody here is on the same page when it comes to, health, death, sickness, money, assets, or whatever. Yeah. So
it's like my grandma that. Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. This is the thing too. So I was saying about why can't they hire somebody to be with her or whatever. So when she was in Florida and she was doing good, they said she had to come back. That didn't make sense to me at all, because I'm like, what the fuck, right? So with that out of the way, if the niece is coming in the house and she doesn't have any food, how the hell is she taking her medication? And if she's taking her medication, is she taking it on an empty stomach? Is she taking it not at all? Is she not remembering? did she take it or did she not take it, or is she overtaking it? Because people can pass that way too. Memory loss, you forgetting that you're doing something and you keep repeating the same thing over and over again. Because I work with patients, patients like that. So my question is, why isn't her basic needs being met?
Well, that could be why she's in a treatment center and the family can't get her out. They could be using a diagnosis regardless. And you brought up a good point the other day. What is she really diagnosed with? But they're using that to keep her in a treatment center, and that's why the family say they can't call her. And if they try to, they say, hey, that person's not here, and she has to call them. So they're using this illness. Now, I got to say, we are on the same page except for the color thing. I think it's a money thing, only because the banks make money off of our money being in their, in the bank. Right. And because if it was a color thing, you got to remember Amanda Bynes, Britney Spears, we're talking about wealthy people. All right. They were all under conservatorship as well. So I'm not saying it makes it easier if you're Black, but definitely I think it's a money thing. And who's usually the wealthiest in the world? So I think that it's
right.
But the people you're naming are in the industry though too. So that brings back Pizarro's, the handlers.
Yeah. Okay, but what I'm saying is because of how wealthy these people are, I don't think people realize. So the common denominator is they were all diagnosed with something, and then the financial institutions said they cannot spend their own money, and then they put them on conservatorships.
Right, and let me tell y'all this too. Like, this might be on a smaller level, but there are people who are on disability, right, and they can't even get access to their own disability checks, because the government has said that they're not in their right frame of mind, or whatever the fuck it is, or either they don't have the knowledge or understanding to handle their own money. So like with Shamar, I talk about him a lot. Shamar gets a disability check, but it doesn't go straight to him. It goes to his payee. And then he has to go to the payee and say, hey, I need $50 for my cell phone bill, or $10 to go wash clothes, or whatever like that. So even on a smaller level, it can be controlled as far as, what you're doing. But for me, I just had an issue with everybody that was involved. I felt like I didn't know who to trust when it came down to Wendy, whether it was her sister, Denise. I felt like Denise cared, but then I was getting weird vibes, and now she's been on a campaign. I don't know. The niece, I don't know. The nephew seemed like he really did care. The son definitely loves his mother, because when his father cheated on his mother, he went and punched his father in the goddamn face.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Oh, he sure did.
Yeah, little Kevin has
I
always
didn't know what had happened though.
Little Kevin has always been like, Mom, just leave him. Like, he's had a disdain for his father.
Yeah.
What's sad is, and I know you guys are not on this tip. I'm not gonna go down that road. But
No,
just the decline. I mean, when she agreed to do this documentary, she was just healthier, and to see it when it came out and the decisions. I'm wondering if the family got what they wanted as far as how her image was portrayed.
Maybe, because now it has everyone paying attention. So that's the good thing about the documentary. You know what I mean?
That's true. And it brought light to the conservative. I can't say that damn word. The guardianship. I can't say the other word.
No, you're
her
fine.
niece did speak on that. Like, she was happy that brought exposure. And I feel like the family's taken a hard hit, because the family wants her. They said she was healthier with her, but these institutions stepped in and they lost control.
Winter, I listen. What I believe is there was something, and I'm sorry if I'm putting the wrong stuff up on the screen because I'm on my cell phone since the computer was acting crazy. Listen, to me, there is a reason. We just don't know the reason. There is a reason why they have a stranger handling this shit instead of her family. That's the point.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's something that we know.
Well, and it's like it's kind of off subject, but not. It's good to do your stuff like Vibrant saying now, because I know when my grandma did get dementia, and right before she had it, she never wanted to talk about like her funeral plans, things like that.
Yeah.
And so then I think it was too hard when she got dementia. So it's something we don't want to talk about, but I feel like the older we get, it's harder even to talk about with your loved ones. So if
Right.
you can have some things in order, like I'm 38, I should have more stuff in order, I feel. But I feel like it is harder when you get older because you're closer to that. You know what I mean? And you just don't want to think about it, maybe.
You're right, Alexis. And I agree with Vibrant. Now, here's the problem when it comes to having your papers in order. Because the records are sealed, they don't know if her papers were in order or not, and why the family did not get guardianship. And I think that that's a huge red flag. Like, why can't the family see what, you know what I'm saying, what she had set up, instead of just saying it's sealed?
Because if you're with a trust fund, you can't open. They don't have to open up that, especially now that the power has been taken away from her, and the family has absolutely no jurisdiction to open that information up, especially in a trust.
Well, that's true. They have you set up all this stuff to protect yourself, and what people don't realize, the wealthy live in a completely different world, because those things that you have set up to protect you will also cut you off from your own assets. And
That's why our grandparents kept their money underneath a mattress, in a shoebox, in the back of the closet, in the floor.
System, and we, remember that when that bank system, I can't remember what it's called. Was it the Freedman Bank? Whatever. When that shut down, and they didn't even use the insurance to pay back the African Americans. Do you know what I'm talking about? So we
yes, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
Now,
here's the thing. Regardless of whether, even though I'm a trust fund, I believe in trust funds. I do not believe in wills at all, because it's probate. It goes to the state. At least in a trust, that it will be designated to the people you want it designated to. If in the event that you're you're mentally sane, in your right mind, well, then that's quote unquote. However, somewhere, somehow or another, you should have something written, because documentation beats conversation. And we also need to know what POA means. That means power of attorney. That is only good until that person takes their last breath, because when they are transitioned to the ancestors, then all of that is gone. You have no jurisdiction anymore. So you need to do a POD. We need to know what POD stands for. We need to understand what there's a whole lot of other financial tools.
You have to do an executor of that person's estate.
You can do that, or you could do a POD, pay on death. Okay.
No,
and that's
the best one for you to do. I'm just telling you firsthand. Twice I had to go through this. You want to be that person's POA as well, so that you can make the decisions while they're here, and their executor of their estate. That means you are the person, no matter what, that takes control and distributes that stuff the way that person would want it done. That person makes you that person, and there's nothing nobody can do about that.
Okay,
unless a judge comes in and signs different.
Okay, there is a loophole, you guys, and it kind of went along, and I hate to say it went along with what was being said earlier. There's a loophole, and I think it was Pizarro that brought it up with we don't know who called, because if anyone calls and says that you're at risk and you're vulnerable, that could be anyone that calls, and it was brought up on this platform, and the court can say okay, and there's no due process, just like with the CPS system.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said, MU.
Yeah,
it was me. And I keep trying to tell you folks that anybody can make these calls.
You don't get the due process, and people think like, okay, and I'm not just like with the CPS system, they think, oh, there's this due process. No, not if they consider that you're vulnerable and anyone can call, and then the court, all they have to do is say, okay, and that person is locked down. That's simple. And I don't know if you guys realize this. I'm gonna just throw it out there. There's like 2 million people in guardianships or conservatorships. So that's why in this country, in the United States. So that's what we talked about, because we didn't even realize it. And again, all you have to do is say this person is being exploited and they're vulnerable, and the courts shut it down. And then you have to try to get your rights back.
Thanks for that statistic, Amy. I had no clue. Wow. Thank
Now,
you for wow.
yeah, so I want to slide over to this next thing real quick, and I think this is an important thing just in general, and I talk about this very a lot. Now, in my personal opinion, Wendy has a lot of trauma. Her trauma started as a child. Her trauma started when her mama was packing her lunch with tuna fish and mustard, and only once a week she could get a slice of bread because she was the fat kid. You know, her trauma started when she was young, when she was being compared to her sister. Her trauma started young because why the hell are you 12 years old and you still pissing in the bed, right? So then she went from, not being popular at school, not really having friends like that. Now, I feel like that's one of the number one reasons why we now have, even here on social media, the mean girls that I call them. These are people who, when they were in school, nobody knew them, overlooked them, didn't pay them any fucking attention. Now that they're on social media and they have a platform to be heard, they berate people, belittle people, they think that they're so cool and whatever. So I feel that with Wendy, I feel like she felt like she never had a voice as a child or teenager. And once she then came out of that and had a voice, so then I'm going to be nasty to people. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be, whatever. Now, y'all know that she first started off by having the abortion. She never, and I'm not saying that you have to get counseling for an abortion, but I do have a couple of friends that had abortions, and some have had abortions. They have they don't have any regrets about it. They don't care. And then like my cousin, she has 5 kids, but she had an abortion in between, her kids. I think she had like 2 abortions or whatever. And she was saying like sometimes she has nightmares. She hears babies crying and all of this other stuff. Mm-hmm. So everyone is not going and getting an abortion and just, skipping off to the park afterwards. Wendy received no treatment for any of that trauma that she went through. So I think that then turned into this person later on with power. So what do you guys think about as far as like what she went through? Because also remember she was sexually assaulted by the R&B singer. So she was raped, from peeing the bed, not being popular in school, sister's the more important child. And as Black people often, we're taught, hey, don't take your personal business outside the house. Keep the personal business here. But sometimes some people need to go and talk to somebody. They need to sit on the couch and deal with that stuff because they carry that trauma on later on. So do you guys think that any of her trauma or any of the things that I told you guys about, do you think any of that contributes to what she's going through today? Not the sickness, but meaning just the downfall,
I'll start really.
Huh?
I do. And it really stood out to me when she said that she never, it was only the fame. And that like made me think about her older sister. And that's like the quote that really stuck out to me the whole thing. Because I was like, wow, like how much pain does somebody, for acceptance do you need to just want that fame? You don't care if you're poor. Like right. That's what she made it seem to be. But, to me, it brought it all back to her home, like growing up, that trauma of trying to be like her sister.
Yeah.
And she could outshine her sister by being famous.
Right.
But now it's like, look at the hole she's in, from not healing.
Hey, Shelly.
Feel like,
Shelly.
Yes.
Shelly, I wanted to just say something. I know I wanted to get deep into what you're asking, but I do want to say something that Larry and Vibrant Low, they are saying exactly what I'm saying. This is not that difficult in terms of the end part, the documentation. Yes, No, let me just say this. Wendy is the grantor of the trust. Then she did have 3 trustees. Usually a good trust has only an odd number of trustees. and then your beneficiaries. Unfortunately, if I'm not mistaken, the information I received, Kevin, her husband, her mother, and her son were the trustees. Now, a
Mm-hmm.
trustee and a beneficiary are two different things. Okay? So,
Yes,
what
ma'am.
happened now, okay, Kevin, in that situation, okay, Mama, unfortunately, has transitioned to the ancestors. Kevin Jr. is still good, viable, but he's still young. Okay,
Right.
and
Yes.
he's running through water like the Niagara Falls. I mean, he's running through money like
Yeah,
Niagara
yeah.
Falls.
Yeah, they
We
So
said
all
he
did
was
it.
paying.
so
They said
Right.
he
so
was
so
paying $20,000 a month for rent in an
right.
apartment, and I'm thinking like,
Is he
how
in New York?
that?
So
But don't
that
forget, she put out here that he has a drug problem too.
Oh no. Okay.
so
I didn't.
so unfortunately, I think that she didn't get a chance to update and didn't maybe have anyone to update that chessboard of
Mm-hmm.
the trust documentation, because honestly, I don't know if she has anybody that she can really trust at this point.
That's what I was gonna say. Who else could she trust?
Right. And so
You
that's why I
know?
wanted to
Yeah.
say Vibrant and Larry are really they're talking some good stuff, and I really appreciate it because that is not
Mm-hmm.
that deep. It's really
No,
not
they
that deep.
are. Thank you.
Thank you.
But you're right, TC, because if those were, if we're saying she doesn't like really go out after work and she, didn't
Yeah.
have strong relationships, so who else is
Look
she
at these
supposed to
people on
trust?
YouTube.
Yeah,
Look at these
speak
people on
to
YouTube. They don't have who can they don't have anybody. Come on. They done been mean and bad to people all their lives, and nobody they don't trust. That word don't even come into most people's vocabulary.
and even like her goddaughter, like she's still kind of younger too. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
we know, like, I hate to say that, but in my 20s, I would just go through money. Like, it just, was water, like Niagara. I didn't have money like that, but, you know, there was no mindset of, okay, let me put something back.
Yeah, yeah. Now,
It was
now,
more like,
Vibrant
ooh, let's go
mentioned
out
something.
partying, everyone. We got paid,
Now, Vibrant mentioned something about gifted. I got you, Vibrant. That's right. And you have siblings. And so that's really important too, because even with a trust, you can gift or a position to basically anybody, not just a family member. It can be to anybody. But if you haven't established good relationships and had good relationships in life with somebody, you are a done deal. Rich or poor, you're done.
Exactly. Yep. I absolutely agree, TC.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like I'm rich by any means, but I love my life. You know what I mean? And the relationships I have with people. But you have to have them too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I understand the life she was in. It's also hard to trust people. People always are coming for your money. So it's like, who do you trust? But,
That part. Yep.
you know,
That part.
so it's hard. The richer you are, I feel like the harder it kind of is with the trust type of
There you
situation.
go. Exactly. And that's why
But it
they
is
have
sad there's
so
no
many
one
of them.
that'll just be like, okay, I'm going to step up. I don't care what anybody says and make sure she has some food. Like no one did that. It's just kind of, I'm looking at it, with dementia as well. They forget to eat. It's sad. It's a sad condition. They might, they just don't think about it. So she might not even think to go to, have groceries in her house or things like that.
Wow.
And then I just feel like she didn't really heal from a lot of younger traumas as well.
Mhm. That's true. That is true.
And it's sad.
Shelly left us in her house by ourselves.
No party hard. No.
Oh,
About to turn up, y'all. No, I'm joking. But no,
Williams is 59. 59. Somebody's asking how old she is. I think she's 59 years old.
yeah, she's still young to me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's young.
mm-hmm.
When you're in your 50s and you hear about somebody else in their 50s, oh no, that's young. Mm-hmm.
That's right. That's
It's
right.
just sad to see her. Let me look it up real quick because I want to make sure. Yeah, 59 years old. Okay, it's just sad to see her. And let me tell you something. So when I was looking up her net worth, because I look up everybody's net worth, and they were saying because she keeps saying that she's
Don't look mine up.
allowing her to spend her money, but now they're saying, okay, so in 2023 it was 20 million, but now it's 2024. And this is reportedly, okay? So now they're reporting 500,000. How in the hell? Do you know how many $100 bills you have to spend to make it go down to $500,000? So
Well, the
we
thing with
really
your net,
don't
but the
know.
thing, yeah, but the thing with your net worth, they don't count the money coming in versus the money that's going out. And sometimes that's where people could say, that's when they say that a person is broke. Like for us, if we had $1,000, and even like for a kid with $1,000, he feel like he's rich. I'm
They a
rich. I can
billionaire.
candy
Billionaire,
out.
right? Yup.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Candy store, watch out. Okay.
McDonald's and candy stores. Yep. Here they come.
As
Yep.
an adult, when we get $1,000, we thinking about rent, a car note, some car insurance, child, a gas bill, a light bill, a water bill. And somebody say, you got money. No, I don't. Child, this is bill money. So she could have $20,000 or $200,000, but maybe 18,000 of that is going out every month. So again, she got it, but compared to what's going out, she really don't have it. And
You're
then it's
right.
not enough to
You always
say,
want to know person's debt anyway. But
huh?
you always want to know the debt. When I ask, people always think about your net worth, blah blah. I want to know what's your debt. What do you end up with at the end of the year? The whole thing is just really sad.
Yeah.
And
And if it's not adding up to you having more than 6 months worth,
it's not going to do anything for her with her expenses. So
right, that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
why
that
she's
to me
broke.
is like
That's why they say she's broke, because she
living
has money
within your
that's going
means.
out versus what's coming in,
Yeah.
and it's not adding up. I mean, if she had $100,000, I'm just saying, I know she got more than that, but 100,000, and she's spending 20,000 of it out every month, and they know another 100,000 is coming in, then they could say, well, she got a little bit of something here, but
not enough. I mean, but is she getting okay, from TV shows and stuff like that? She would be getting royalties and all that, right?
I would think, yeah.
Okay.
But you got to remember there's taxes on that stuff. There's other stuff that they got to pay out, insurances and stuff on that stuff. It'd be a lot.
You got to buy properties. That could be why she owns apartments and stuff like that. You don't want to show cash. You got to buy stuff.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, doesn't she have a lot in New York? Like, is that?
From what it sounds like when she said she was going to sell her apartment. So somebody's hoped her out now. You don't want to have the cash on hand. So, and she talked about the money she'd get from her apartment.
Because I'm just saying, like, to live out when I lived in Boston, compared to living in Indiana, you know what I mean? Like the money it's just ridiculous how much you can get here compared to out there. So it's also like, maybe she does have to just kind of downsize and move somewhere else. Or she could have done that early. I don't know if she could now. Don't get me, not now, but like before or something.
Yeah,
and she also has a retainer. I mean, she has attorneys on retainer, so they have to get paid monthly. There's certain professional people that she keeps rich, and they're on retainer or whatever they want to call themselves, on contractual agreements and consult whatever. And she has to keep them on, and she has to pay them. She has to pay her own insurance. So all of that, it adds up at the end of the day.
And don't forget, when they take your money and stuff, and the courts assign an attorney to your case, Those attorneys are getting anywhere from $250 an hour to like
Yeah.
thousands of dollars an hour. And that could
Yes.
mean that they just went in there and just, they could say, oh yeah, I need that because I went in there and had to look at a folder for her, or I made a phone call for her. That whatever they're charging an hour. The courts and the judges now, they get theirs off of that too.
Yeah.
Trust me, y'all. I'm talking about a
The
lot of stuff I
copies.
know firsthand
The
that happened to
copies.
some people close to me.
You have a lot of people with their hands in the cookie jar. That's the
Mhm.
bottom line to the story.
Yep. And the only way the courts are going to get involved and freeze up your stuff and get a judge to freeze it up is if it's something in there for them. Because honey, if you just a everyday broke child, they're gonna be like, honey, y'all better get in touch with somebody in them folks' family. Cause who
Right. Thank
child, they'll be
you.
looking at you crazy. Yeah. So, but this was really good,
Well,
Shelly. I enjoyed this.
I
oh,
say the
thank
Tea
you.
Lounge Shelly wants the link, but I didn't know if we were wrapping it up or not. I don't know
Yeah,
if you saw her comment.
no, I didn't see her comment because I'm having all kind of issues. My everything has been no problem until I put this live together, and then everything's an issue. So let me drop the link for her, and also too. So I saw that you text me MU, but I'm actually on my phone right now, so I couldn't really see the
Oh,
text.
sorry.
I
didn't
didn't
get
know.
it.
So
Check some last night.
are you saying you don't want to go to your place tonight?
Oh, well, I gotta be on the road by 9, and I don't want you to have to end yours early. So, we'll just
Well,
see how.
yeah,
When would work for you again, though, everybody? If not, Sunday,
yeah,
maybe?
yeah. Let me get to this next little part, and then once
Okay,
we get here, let me know how you feel. If you're,
okay.
you're cool
I'm just planning on
going
being
to
on
your
the
place
road by
or
9, so because I gotta do. But let me go on mute so you can get to your part because this is a good conversation.
Yes,
Okay,
I'm
so
enjoying this. Thank you, ladies.
Me too. Going on mute.
okay, hold on. I think we got a guest here. Hold on. Okay, add to the stage. Hey, T Lounge.
Hey, what's going on, Shelly? What's going
Ain't
on,
nothing going on.
Hey,
Nothing.
Tea Lounge.
everybody?
Hey.
Hey, T Lounge. What's
Before
up?
I go to the next thing, I'm gonna go ahead and let you have the floor.
Okay, I was just wondering, how did we skip over what MU just said about Wendy? Not to say y'all skipped over it, but Wendy being worth only 500K, and she's under a guardianship, like a conservative. How do you say? I said it right. A guardianship. That's like kind of like proof positive that they are stealing from this woman.
Exactly. That's why I was saying, how do you go when you think about the amount? Because some people think, oh, no big deal. That's a big chunk that's gone. All right.
And
Because if you have 20 million, you should be able to live on the interest alone. And now for your net worth to be 500,000.
Thank you.
A couple years later, something is definitely off. It doesn't
And
add up.
she doesn't have,
She didn't have access to her money after 2022.
Exactly.
She didn't have access. So to only have that as a net worth, there's a problem going on mute. Thank you, T Lounge.
So that's where and speaking of New York, Michelle, the other thing is her property is not going to decrease in value owning in New York. Although it costs, you get more bang for your buck in other states. And, she probably paid a grip for it. It's not going to depreciate in value in this city.
Isn't she in Manhattan?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I mean, her apartment looked gorgeous, so yeah, I figured it was a Manhattan,
My friend, my friend's family purchased their brownstone for like 500,000. At one point, it's worth probably close to 4 now. 4 million.
That's like what my dad did in Dorchester out in Boston before they gentrified it, and now I don't even know what it's worth.
So I'm just trying to figure out how is her net worth now at 500K. I don't know what where you got your source from or whatever, but that just seems absurd. Not saying that what you're saying is wrong. What I'm saying is that is just like that. I'm gobsmacked, like Wendy said.
Well, they looked into it when she made the claim of being broke, and she wanted her son, when they were complaining about where her son was spending, and she's like, hey, I want him to have what I have. And so the finances came up, and that's when her new net worth came up as far as $500,000 versus the 20 million.
I don't know if her son was, from my understanding, they were saying he had like utilized maybe like $100K or something like that. And I'm quite sure that was for his rent or schooling or something like that. Like that's not even a real shopping spree for a privileged child like that, you know? So I'm just trying to figure out, how did they snatch her family away? And apparently this happens all the time. Snatch her family away and get her money like this.
Right. So this is the next part that I want to slide over. T Lounge, I hope you stay up here with us, and feel free to hop in here when you need to. Okay. So a question people often ask is, why did Wendy stay with Kevin so long? Right. Me personally, I feel like she stayed with him so long because he was the first person to really make her feel protected. You know, by him doing what he was doing with her, you know, she was able to say what she wanted to say, do what she wanted to do, right? And I think, of course, she knew that he was cheating or whatever, but she was saying it would only be certain things that would make her in the marriage, like having a baby on the outside, which he did. And that's one of the reasons why, you know, she ended up, you know, filing for divorce. But when Kevin was with her, he was able, as bad as he is, he was able to keep her, you know, not drunk or high, showing up to be where she needed to be, to do whatever it is that she needed to do. And I think once she lost that, I feel like everything started falling apart for her. You know, I know her son is her world. I was listening to an interview and she said her and her son, they go out clubbing together and stuff like that. So my question to you all is, how much do you all think that what Kevin did or is doing or has done has affected what she's going through now?
I think a great deal of what he has done has affected what she's going through, because she trusted him. She loved him. Him and the son was her world. That's all she talked about, was going to work and getting home to those two. That was it. That was her life. That was her world. She didn't need nothing else. And I think she was really hurt, like so many of us women or men that trusted the person we were with, and then something like that happens. You know, it can be very, very devastating and hurtful, and then it's all out here and, you know, up and down the roads and the streets. So I think it affected. I think it had a real good part, along with all them lights that she work up under, had a lot to do with it.
And losing her mother. I think it had a great deal to do with it, but I don't know if it was it was Kevin, yes. However, I think it's her relationship with love, her relationship with men, where she places them at in her life, the pedestal she puts being in a relationship on. Okay, so not necessarily Kevin per se, because if you look at her biopic, and as accomplished as she is, it was really just a timeline of her relationships. And that just really, like, when I was watching, I was like, it was so odd to me. I'm like, why are we spending so much time, not just talking about Kevin, but every dude that she was dealing with? Not to say that we weren't supposed to cover her love life, but she had the Wendy Williams experience. She was the queen of radio. We had the opportunity to have, I don't know who they would have casted, but celebrity after celebrity, reenactment of classic interview after classic interview, all these different moments that she had where she brought so many headlines and so many like she exposed so many people. Like, it could have really been about her career. And yes, a nod to her family, a nod to her upbringing, a nod to her relationships. But but if you take a look at that biopic again from a different perspective, you will see it was just a chip down her love life and not a chip down her life, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
And
I understand you. What do you mean? Misunderstood? Did you say anything?
I just feel I agree. I mean, because she was willing to stay with him through the affair. It was the baby. So thinking about that, she really dealt with a lot with the loss of her marriage. Then she has health issues. He's having a baby, and that stresses her in your house. So it couldn't have helped her condition.
Yeah, people don't understand that getting or falling into a depression or being stressed out can trigger your health.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of times I have to watch what I intake and how I allow things to affect me, because I mean, I can literally go from can't walk a straight line, you know what I'm saying? Because all this stuff is going on, you know what I'm saying? So when you're dealing with those issues, especially in your brain, the frontal lobe and stuff like that, you really have to be careful. So I do feel like sympathy for her just as a human being. But a lot of people were saying that she didn't play nice. So I'm gonna say this, and then we're gonna kind of end up sliding over to MU's page so we can finish the conversation. But let me show you guys.
I gotta get up in the morning, guys, at 6:30.
Oh, okay, sis.
I gotta.
If you can't come with us,
Because I can always continue on Monday too, earlier, it's
up to y'all. Y'all wanna bust it all down tonight or what?
Well, if they have to get up, I mean, I can do a different night, or day, whatever you guys need me to do. Just let me know. It's up to you guys.
You the only person that have to go?
Oh, I don't.
I think now.
Oh, you mean? Well, my baby, she might be over there asleep already because she got to get up.
I'm talking and it's muted. I'm sorry.
Church mouse.
I thought she had went to sleep because she was already like doing our lives. She was already kind of like trying to stay awake.
I love y'all so much. I'm telling you guys, I just love you two together.
We went from working to one of our people's birthday parties to our live. Then we had about an hour and a half, and then we was over here. So we've been going the whole day.
The pretty lady,
and I love this.
The pretty lady who's cammed up is the one and only BBW, also known as just Krista. That is my
Krista is beautiful.
Another Mister.
Thank you. So whoever said it, thank you.
Okay, well, we can do it early. I know you guys are on a different time zone too. Winter, I don't know why you're blocked, hon. I'll have to remember.
What? Misunderstood. Give me like maybe 10 minutes max with this, and then we're just gonna slide over to your page. Whoever is available will be available, and somebody else might want to hit the link and join. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The conversation. Let's just keep it going. Okay, so I was snooping around on Facebook.
Can I give my answer really, really quick?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
Hold on, y'all want me to move this? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, because I was gonna say I was really, blaming kind of him at first in my mind, hardcore, for a lot of this, but I think it also shows that we have to heal from our past traumas, as even childhood traumas and things, before we get into serious type relationships and stuff. Because I just really got he was her protector, like that's how she felt, and I felt so bad for her with the whole thing. But then I started thinking we can't always look for protectors, so we have to do it ourselves. So maybe if she took some of that, put it off of him and had it, she had that confidence, because we all thought she did. Like I would think, she didn't think like that. And but I'm younger, and it's just kind of sad to think, she did put all her apples or whatever in one basket. And now this is, what he did to her. but also, you know, it's easy to blame other people. So I had to really like think about it. Like, okay, she has a lot of past trauma that she should have probably worked on as well. And it's not easy at all. Like, nobody that has to work on, you know, I'll be the first to tell you, it's not easy at all, but it's worth it for the long run. So I think this is a good example on like, we really have to heal ourselves as well, so
Well,
things like this don't happen.
you know what I always say: if you don't heal what hurts you, you end up bleeding on people who haven't done anything to you. And we see that every day, even here on this app. We see people hurting other people because they got shit going on with them. You know what I mean? And they don't know what to do with that hurt or whatever. So they go around and try to hurt and destroy other people because their life is a mess. So did anybody else want to finish speaking on Kevin before we go on to the next little part?
Kevin, I mean, and you guys got to remember when her drinking and her drug use, when she announced that she was in a sober living household in 2019. So when you're talking about the heartbreak and you know, her marriage and things like that, I mean, you have to take in the alcohol and tell you what she used to numb that pain.
Yes, she was self-medicating.
Mm-hmm.
That self-medicating, you know, it could have also been, you know, maybe probably self-medicating, perhaps some sort of mental health issue that, you know, she's been able to mask all this time. We don't know, you know, but he played a part. But I think it's where she placed herself in the situation. To have put that much into him, to have lost herself there, I think that's where the problem
Right.
is, you
And
know.
we see examples like that, no shade, but we see examples like that on social media, right?
Yes.
We have people who will do the quote unquote news and they'll talk about relationships and what people are doing and who's dumb and who's crazy and who's a slut and who's a whore. And then when you see them get into a situation, it's a hot ass mess. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with Wendy. Wendy made so much money talking about people's relationships and stuff like that. So I think she tried to sweep it underneath the rug, hold on to the relationship as long as she could because she was embarrassed. She had talked so much shit about, you know, other people, other women, their relationship. So if we can, I just want to move into the next one real quick. And then after that, we can head right over to MUs. This is going to be a simple 1-2 with this one right here. Okay.
Okay. All right. Me and my baby will stay. We'll stay. Okay, baby.
Okay. It ain't gonna be too much longer. Hold on, give me 1
We're
second.
gonna support Shells.
Always
Okay, so,
supportive.
okay. I should have kept this one open on Facebook, but so this is a lady who, like a DJ, and she met Wendy Williams, and she was saying, like, you know, how her experience was and how Wendy was, you know, so rude and just like, you know how you can like somebody or whatever, you watching them on TV, you get excited because you go meet them, and then you go to meet them and the person is a complete asshole. We hear about stuff like that all the time. So, but this person was saying that they still don't wish ill on her, right? So what we want to talk about and what we're going to talk about when we head over to MUs, which we're going to head right now. So MU, if you want to go ahead and fire that live up, you can go ahead and get started. We're going to talk about karma because a lot of people keep on saying that what she's going through is her karma. We're going to talk about that. And then we're also going to talk about the addiction, the drugs, and the alcohol. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about whether she's being really honest about, you know, being clean or having a drinking problem or whatever. But we want to get started with the karma. So I don't want you guys to go into full detail, but just going across the panel. Let me see if I can get this off. Going across the panel, starting with MU and then TC, T Lounge, BBW, and Alexis. Do you all feel that this is her karma? If you guys could just tell me yes or no, going across, and then we're gonna head over to MU's page.
I just don't believe that. I feel like karma affects our life and our relationships and things that we go through. But as far as our health, I think it's problematic to say that it's karma, because you see good people with health issues, and I don't want to chalk it down to that. She has some serious health issues that I don't think you could just say, oh, because of karma. We like to think good things, bad things don't happen to good people, but that's not the case. So I can't say that it's karma. I'm going to say it's life and how we take care of our bodies.
Okay, I'm with it. How do you feel about it, TC?
So I think it's a number of things, and I just say, for the sake of it, life is lifing, and I'm with MU. Is decisions that were made for us, decisions that we made. Of course, I think that there is also spiritual warfare that is involved here.
Brought that up because that's definitely going on.
Yeah. I also think that there's certain things you hit on earlier, Shelly, and that was her upbringing and the whole thing about, her weight. It's a lot with the family, and I know that Wendy has hit the ceiling. She has definitely hit the ceiling in terms of the financial ceiling, and she has done it for her family, but her family hasn't always been that. I hate to say this. What meets the eye, they're regular everyday people. I'll put it to you that way.
Yeah. Okay. T Lounge, what do you think about it?
I think that the public humiliation regarding her relationship, solely her relationship, the fact that it got put out there about the affair and the baby, I do believe that is karma. That's just what goes around comes around thing. Sorry,
Right.
However, with her health and all of this guardianship and all that other stuff, I think that is just like TC said, life is just lifing right now. So that's my opinion.
Okay, you have my exact answer. Like I couldn't have said it better. That's exactly how I was gonna say it. I do think the relationship and the embarrassment, is the karma. But as far as like the health and people possibly stealing from her, I don't think that should be karma, because at the end of the day, that lady, no matter how she had got her bag, she was in her bag. You know what I mean? So I don't think nobody has the right to just come over and swipe money, take stuff, take advantage, or whatever like that. So, BBW, what do you think about it?
I definitely agree with all you ladies. And
Especially
one
me.
of the main reasons,
Especially me.
Especially my baby. And especially because also that the Bible has told on all of us that none of us is perfect. We all make mistakes. We all do things that can be offensive to other people and different things like that. And I would hate to think that at some point we are just going to get punished to that degree of what she's going through or other things. I always say, if something happens and is dealing with your conscience, clear that up, because if you don't, then those are those things that can become karmic in your life that you don't want. And I mean bad karma in your life. So you want to clear those things up, But other than that, I definitely agree with all you ladies, especially my baby.
Child, get a room. So,
I love them.
Don't do that. Don't do that. You see, that's what's wrong with folks today. We love you. We love the Mr. and everybody, and we love them down, and we love them and appreciate them. You understand? So the same thing. Just show me and my baby the love, Get a room.
I told you.
Yeah,
Aw,
we would
I
love
love
for
you guys. I'm gonna run because I don't have that much time, so I'm gonna run. But you guys, thank you for having me up.
Wait,
Well, let us know, MU, if we are gonna are we rescheduling?
What do you guys want to do? We could do. I mean, I can squeeze in a short scream at half an hour, but I think that Shelly's already live. We could just stay here and I could join from the chat because I don't want to rush the conversation. Like I can always.
That's what I was done with that, and then I have the things that I wanted to talk about on your page as far as the addiction and the karma.
That's gonna
Yeah,
be
I
a
don't
deep
want to really
conversation.
rush that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah, I don't
That's
want to
true.
rush that. I think you should stay live. You have a good conversation here, and then if you want to join me, like, let's see, Saturday, Monday. I know we have a stream planned, but we could do it like right after that or before. No, we have to do it after.
You wanted to just check in with your people and go live real quick or whatever.
Yeah, I could do a quick chat. Well, I kind of need to be on the road, so I would just say stay live, and then I will join from the chat, and then we can. Because if we talk about addiction and karma, I don't want to rush you guys. I want you guys to be comfortable, rested, because I don't want to bore you guys either. But I think that it's a conversation to be had. And
Yeah.
we won't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Alexis, I know you'll join. So
Oh yeah, just let me know when you reschedule. You do it, I'll be there. You already know.
yeah, because if I go live right now, that gives me about a half an hour, and I don't think that's going to be enough time. I think I need a good hour.
Yeah. I'm sorry because I was having all kind of issues and shit. I had to put my phone in the freezer.
It's okay.
I ain't never had my phone shut off talking about it's too
It
hot.
was nice. So
I
Shelly,
thought this was great. Yeah.
this was nice. Nothing really,
But we didn't rush it, so that's good. You know what I mean? Everybody got to talk. And I agree with everybody with the karma thing. Sorry. I would say maybe because I'm a hardcore karma type person, and I do not think all of this is karma whatsoever. And I do agree like what T Lounge said with the relationship. Yeah, that's some karma coming back on you, honey. But the rest, no, I do not think that's karma whatsoever. It's like TC said, life is lifing. And, we don't know what tomorrow will bring and what will happen. So that's another thing, But I don't think all of this is just, karma because she's a gossip. She had shows and this and that. No. So, and I think she did get her karma with her ex-husband,
But you got to think about that. If this is the case as content creators, think about the things that we say, not only just about each other, but the things that I know at least the things that I say about celebrities and stuff like that. And we feel like, well, we can do it because they're a celebrity. They're not going to come to my page. They're not going to hear what I have to say. But, I even in the beginning, y'all know I used to go hard on the celebrities when I first came on YouTube. Through the years, I piped down because I started to realize that, you know what? They're basically just like us. They're dealing with the same dealing with, but they're just dealing with it on a bigger scale.
Yes.
But there's even with that, Shelly, there's a difference because if you want to talk about things that are already public, that's already out there, and you want to share your opinion or whatever, that's one thing, and that's what she did. I mean, that's what she did. She has the right to her opinion. The reason that people, or the reason why it could possibly be karma, is she exposed a lot.
She sure did.
Yeah.
Back
especially on that radio show. I remember listening to that. I was like, ooh, I used to love her on that.
Right.
Yes, WBLS. When she was on WBLS. That's right.
So it wasn't just the fact that she was talking about what was already out there. She, that's not, no, it's the fact that she was exposing things. Like we and we lived for it. She had New York City wrapped up from 2 to 6.
Boston too. Okay.
I mean,
well, listen.
My mother had my mother's office would play turn off the radio, like whatever they was doing, they turned on the radio at 2 and they was listening to her. And then where I was working, I would walk around with his radio and we would like kind of like tune in on the side and stuff like that. Like people was at work listening to her you go on the streets, the cars, you could hear it coming from all the cars. It was like man, but she was exposing stuff that we still, and mind you, she would be really penniless. Like that 500K would be 5 cents if she wasn't telling the truth, because
That
baby,
part. Yeah,
how can she get sued,
right.
So
So
that's
this,
different.
this is what I am gonna say, right? So we're gonna hold on the more of the karma and the drug, the addiction and stuff like that, because there was somebody that was on Misunderstood's panel last night, and they pretty much they felt like a lot of things are choices, and people have a choice to do this or stop doing that, and yada yada yada. But some people are caught up in their addiction and they can't just go cold turkey.
And it depends on the type of addiction that you have, whether or not you, and I'm not talking about use, I'm not talking about the substance you decide to use. I'm talking about whether or not you have an addictive personality.
Oh, I do.
Whether it's genetic, whether what stage in change you're at. Are you in the pre-contemplation stage? Are you in the contemplation stage? Are you in that's are you in relapse stage? All of those are parts of recovery,
Yes.
and and so people don't really realize, like, if you were to realize that you have an addictive personality, right? Like, let's say you do, and because you're not using heroin, or because you're not using alcohol, but you're going to the gym excessively, or you're going to church excessively, or you are drinking coffee, or whatever it is, that same thing that kind of draws you and pulls you to that, to where if somebody told you not to anymore, you would send out the men with the pitchforks and the torches. That is what the problem is, and some of it is genetic, and some people are like, you could say that they are allergic to those substances, because there's some people who are actually functional. Like, when you really break down addiction, I mean, not addiction, excuse me, when you break down substance use, in order for you to have a disorder, you have to meet certain criteria. There are people who are able to use these substances and function, and they're not considered having a disorder.
But they can keep their life in control. Like, as an addict, I get out of control. You know what I mean? Like, it's a downward spiral.
Right.
But like you said, people that can function, they can still pay their bills, go to work, do everything. But no, I with her, with Wendy Williams, I always say, looking back now, knowing my, addiction history and everything, food was my first addiction as a child. So I'm wondering if that was hers as well.
It was.
Because I remembered, like, eating till I made myself sick. And I had to, until I went into recovery.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to leave, boo boo, because I see they going on into it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I gotta, girl. I guess.
No, I just was saying, because she, was chunkier as a child, and that affected her too.
Oh no,
You
it's
know
good
what I mean?
conversation.
Yeah.
I just don't want to. I do got to get up in the morning.
Okay.
All right.
Why?
Everybody have a great one.
Why?
And
Oh, Emil, you guys are party pooping up there. She already sleep. Dang, I'm joking.
I'm not asleep. I'm listening.
I'm gonna listen in from the chat. And then Shelly, I'm gonna message you.
Okay.
We can reschedule. But this is a good conversation, and I'm really excited that you're having it and that you are touching on the addiction part, because that is a big part of, the trauma of her and her downfall and trying to get back up. Now she's dealing with an addiction on top of everything else, which makes it even harder for her to gain her independence back. So I really appreciate it, and I will unblock anyone that said that they're blocked. That has to do with people that used to be my moderators. I apologize for that. But Shelly, thank you for having me up. This is a good conversation, and I'm going to join you from the chat.
Thank you for coming.
All right.
Until we do the second half of this conversation. I'm eager to talk about that because, like I said, and what Winter is saying, even though I don't agree with a lot of what that girl was saying yesterday, sometimes you have to have people who have a difference of opinion, even if it's way out there, to open up, have dialogue. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
To, you know, go
and
back.
she spoke from a place of trauma, and a lot of the things that Wendy Williams is going through, you know, is a lot of trauma. So that was. I didn't agree with some of it, of course, but it was still a conversation to be had.
I'm sorry. What are y'all talking about?
Talking about last night.
Oh, there's a lady there by the name of Unica who joined the panel, and she had, you know, some controversial views.
I'm gonna rewatch it, MU.
But she sounded just like, I don't know if y'all heard that girl, the one girl speak at his trial today. At the
Nature Boy, you talking
Nature Boy's trial. She
know.
sounded just like that girl.
I know.
Exactly like that. Yeah. And I kept saying, I was like, wait a minute. And I remember somebody kept saying, is she involved with Nature Boy? Somebody kept saying that.
Exactly. In the chat.
Because sometimes, you know, when you're hosting, you miss stuff what people are saying. So I need to rewatch what she was saying as well. Shelly brought up some good points about things that she said. So I need to revisit that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know somebody had to leave after she said she was hit by a truck. Somebody said they was okay. I gotta go.
Yeah, when you're hosting, it's hard because I try to lighten it, just try to allow the magic tricks, and I'm like, do some magic because you have to lighten it when you're hosting. So.
She's talking about me. She's messing with me because after that I was done. I can't. I'm done. Yeah,
because I was asleep when my baby got off with y'all. She know I was rocked. She was like, baby, I'm back. I was like, oh, okay.
That is so funny. I have to go back and look at that chat. But
girl, she got a truck.
I said, baby. I said, baby, what finally made you get down? She's like, when she said she was hit by a truck, I said, I gotta go.
I wondered why you left so fast. But that's why when you're hosting, it's hard, and I really applaud you, as Shelly, for having this panel because it takes a lot, you know. Because we
had to get up for work anyway this morning, so she needed to get off yesterday.
Yeah, you gotta be able to have the conversations without trauma bonding people. You know what I mean?
Right.
Triggering. So it's an art to
that
it.
trauma, man. I flipped that story all the way around because I was like, no, I'm not about to burn no candles and rock back and forth talking about mama. Damn.
Wait a minute, is that the same?
I gotta watch this now.
But
I know Shelly. Child, listen.
After Shelly.
Just took over, and I'm like Shelly. I messaged her in the back.
Thank you, God. Thank you, Shelly. Shelly, you good, sis. I cannot.
Okay,
I can't. That's not mine.
Let me talk to the chat real quick. Sunny, Misunderstood's channel is definitely a safe space. When you go over there, her moderators are very welcoming. She's very welcoming. You know, I mean, does she have to respond to some mess every now and again? Yes, but nobody's gonna jump you, you know, in the chat. So, you know, I think you'll feel. I mean, even me, I feel comfortable over there. So that should tell you. But I just want to tell y'all two things that the girl said for those who weren't there. She said slavery was a choice. She basically
I don't want to get cursed out by the panel.
Okay, see, I would have been going off.
I shut that
Y'all
down.
lucky I was not there.
I'm sorry.
Oh no.
No, I shut that conversation. We don't do conspiracies. We're not conspiracies.
Everything. This is the thing. Everything is a choice. Everything is a choice. Everything is a choice. Now, the problem with slavery is the alternative was an extremely hard choice to make. And 9 times out of 10, you're not going to go with the alternative.
True. Now,
and
that's, I told you, clip that. Clip that and put it on your in your shorts.
Okay.
Because I think people need to hear it. And then the other thing,
I don't know exactly what she meant, because sometimes people hear what people like Kanye say, and they run with it in a different direction. I understood what he meant. You could go to Toni Morrison's book Beloved and see what the alternative was.
Yeah, I stopped it because I felt like that's a show, that's a panel, and because I wasn't going in that direction, we stopped it right there.
And then she was talking about depression and that basically people can control their depression. And so that's something that
I wish she could live in my head then.
Yeah, that part. So
Because if you could just stop doing, drugs, alcohol, your whatever of choice, too. Woo!
yeah, so
She needs to write a book on how to do all this.
My other question was, what was the other thing, Lord? If I agree with, okay,
the other thing was the depression, how basically you can control depression, and it's up to you if you want to be depressed or not. And I've heard people say that before, but if you're dealing with clinical depression, you have a chemical imbalance and all that other stuff, it's not that easy. Everyone doesn't have the same depression. Depression doesn't look the same for me that it might look for Alexis or TC.
Exactly.
Whatever.
I hope she over there again, MU, so I can explain my depression to her. Because they told me my mom was depressed while she was pregnant with me. I was born depressed.
So that's some of the stuff.
That's a whole other type of depression when your mother in your womb, you know what I mean? And then I have family members, it's a clinical type thing too, and genetical. But my mother, for being in the womb alone, I was a depressed child. So,
So those are
and mothers don't know, like that energy is real.
I'm gonna jump into the chat, Shirley. Thank you I'm gonna listen to you from the chat, and I'm gonna tell people that since my show canceled tonight to come over here. So I'm gonna post. I hope it's okay. I'm gonna post your link on my community wall.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much, and just let me know whenever you want to do it.
Well, we have our plan on Monday, so we could do it right after.
Okay, all right, I got you. This is Pisces season anyway. I'm just saying the best sign,
Happy birthday to all the Pisces.
Happy birthday. I'm excited and nervous about that show, but we'll do it.
Oh yeah, no, we got this. We got this. Remember what I told you. Just keep that in mind. Keep that in the back of your mind.
Okay, we got this.
All
Thank
right.
you guys. I'll be in your chat, and I'm gonna show your link.
Bye, MU.
Bye.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you guys.
Good night.
Since we're going to pick up on that on her channel on Monday with those other things, which that's probably going to be like an hour or two, because you know how it goes is so many different twists and turns.
The time goes so fast, you know.
Does. When you're having fun.
Does. Yep, when you're having fun. Yep.
So Sunny asks, hold on. Laurie says, I do not believe. Hold on. I'm trying to click it from one thing and seeing something else. Oh, it's on a different thing. Laurie says, I do not believe American slavery or the Holocaust is a choice. Just my opinion. I don't either.
I agree.
So you mean to tell me you didn't have a choice to say, okay, how many barrels of cotton you would like, sir? All right, got it. Or I'm gonna try to kill this nigga, and if I die, I die. Period. You didn't have that option.
Yeah,
you didn't have another option.
I mean, yeah.
No, that's not a choice.
That's an option. Whenever you have an option, it's a choice.
It's not an option.
Guys. I'm gonna get ready to go, guys. I'll see you. I'll be down in the. I'll be still listening.
Krista.
I'll see y'all.
All right,
See y'all.
boo-boo.
Bye bye.
Okay, boo-boo.
Sometimes you have to
I'm
weigh
right
your
behind you.
options. Sometimes you have to weigh your options and make the best choice for you.
Love you, Shelly. I'll talk to you later, boo.
Have a good.
Let me know when you having the next one, okay?
You know what the next one is gonna be? We're gonna also talk about the slavery, and we're also gonna talk about the depression and control thing too. So, but Monday we're gonna pick back up at Misunderstood's place. So, thank you for coming up.
You welcome, boo. Anytime. All right, guys. See you, Alexis. See you, baby. See you, T Lounge.
All right, baby. I'm right behind you.
BBW.
But I gotta talk about this. I gotta talk about this. The transatlantic slave trade. And
what Shelly say, baby? What she say?
She just said good night.
Oh, I didn't hear her. Okay, baby.
Yeah, we're not gonna get deep into the slave thing today. We're gonna do that on another time. But tell them what team you on. What team you on?
Team Krista.
Me?
Anybody ask you? I'm talking about BBW.
You all on Shelly's team.
Right.
The army.
She said the other day, I'm team Shelly. But anyway,
Better know it.
I'm team BBW all day.
I think everybody got the message because people sure be telling me that.
Yeah. So
they be like, if I don't see you, I be telling people, where's Shelly? You'll find her over there at Shelly's.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, that's my sister.
All right, just go put that red thing on that I bought you, and I'll be right there. Okay,
Ooh,
2
child.
seconds.
Good night, y'all.
All right,
She's
and that
bad.
red, and that
She
red
is
lipstick.
bad.
That red lipstick. Go ahead and get ready for me. Okay.
My goodness.
Yes, baby.
So
all right, bye, y'all.
If we had talked about
have a good night.
Good night. Sonny had asked if we talked about Nature Boy, which I didn't. Y'all know I used to do a lot of Nature Boy content, especially on my other channel, Mrs. Underscore. And so I did see today where he got life with no parole. And so since Sonny asked about it, and I know Alexis, I know you've been following the story. You've been following all the court cases or whatever.
Yeah, I'm like court TV now, y'all.
Yeah. You want to go ahead and give a little bit of 1-2 on that? I'm gonna go on mute and let you talk about that for a minute, and then if you want to jump in, T Lounge or TC, you're more than welcome.
Is this about Nature Boy? Because I don't even know who that dude is, except he's like a kid to me, so I don't even talk about no little kids because it's like they just
adult time.
I just wanted to say Sunny Days has a great Sunny Days and Laurie. What they're saying is right in reference to the transatlantic slave trade. So in terms of do you have a choice to obey or die? Like that's not a choice.
Nobody said anything about vilifying them for staying in slavery. That might have been the best. Listen, sometimes the best choice is to survive. That's the first rule of nature. I didn't say that they should have chose the alternative. What I'm saying is that there was an option. There was an alternative. It was heinous. It was
and some did choose the latter, like what you're saying, and they went overboard. They went overboard into the ocean, and we wouldn't be here, and we wouldn't be here talking about it.
Exactly. That's my point.
Yeah,
had my ancestors chose to go overboard and be eaten by the sharks, we wouldn't be here talking about it.
So they made the right choice. But to say that there was not, when people are saying that, they're saying it like they may be being broad, it may be the only way I could put it is this way, right? My homegirl told me years ago, and it always stuck with me. She was like, I don't believe in problems. And I was like, what are you talking about? You don't believe in problems? Of course people got problems. I got problems. I got this problem, that problem. She did. There's no such thing as problem. Only situations you haven't made a decision about. Mm-hmm. And I was like, she hit me. And that hit me hard, like boom. And from that point on, anytime I have been faced with a problem, because I'll still call it a problem.
Or a situation. Like, I got it.
I'm like, but this is a situation. Now, what I'm like, what am I not making a decision about? In order for you to make a decision, there has to be a choice. There has to be two options or several options. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, what are my options? And then I'm able to kind of navigate that. And a lot of times, sometimes those situations require me making a decision to do something that might be uncomfortable, might be, whatever. But I do that. So when I heard Kanye say it, I said, yeah, he's right. I understand what he's saying because I put it in that perspective. You understand what I'm saying?
Can I tell y'all something? What I have a problem with is repeated problems. Like if you come to me and tell me you have an issue one time and I give you a solution or some options, I don't want to hear that shit again. I don't want to hear it again.
Right.
That, you know what I mean? Because
repeat offenders.
Even in this, let's say, even if we're talking on a level of social media, you'll have people who say, well, I don't know what to do. I need to make some money. when there's so many different things that you can do on the social media platform to bring revenue. But the truth of the matter is a lot of them don't want to do the fucking work. It's not that they can't do it, they don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you come to me and complain, some people just want to have something to complain about. Some people just want somebody they can sit and complain all day about how awful life is versus fuck it, we're gonna go out here and we're gonna try, you know, and slow and steady wins the race.
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree.
whenever you get ready, but we're gonna talk about the slavery and the depression thing on another live.
Yeah, that's
But
gonna be a good one, y'all. That's
yeah,
gonna be a good one.
feel
Yeah.
Sonny, how do you feel about the nature boy and what's going on with that?
All right. Good night, y'all.
Good night, TC. Have a great night.
Thanks for joining us.
Woo. Well, with the nature boy thing, it's like, it's crazy to me, the whole situation, you know, and I guess I shouldn't think people need saviors so bad anymore or people to follow, but it just goes to show, you know, how easily people are manipulated and, you know, are looking for that person.
Be led. See it here. Everything that we see out in the real world, I always compare it to what we see here on YouTube. It's the same shit, it's just on a different scale.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I do think them wives are about to get in trouble though now for what they were doing in court and saying on the stand. But
One of the girls was filming or helping to hold the girl down one time when he was doing that essay, correct?
yeah.
The one that was on Twitter? Yeah. So yeah.
But she thinks it's okay because she's in it, and it's just, you know, a lot of people don't even understand how this can happen. And that's why I'm like, if you don't really understand a cult, it's hard to talk to people about it, because this is like the way he would change his teachings. And you know, at the very end, three God, you know, they always have to like upgrade and change the teaching just a little. And it's just sad though to think, you know, so many people fell for things, you know, like he had grown men massaging his feet, and that just was part of like demasculizing them, you know. It's I just hope they keep him away from people, because we don't need a bunch of little nature boys coming out of prison. So that's all I got to really say, you know. Because he is very, you know, when you
I
go,
didn't think he was gonna get life. I mean, I be watching these shows and I see these niggas out here killing women
mm-hmm.
and some more stuff, doing crazy stuff, burning them up, and they not even getting life. So I was not expecting that, but I do think they're trying to make an example out of him.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't think life though. I really didn't think they were going to give him that, but I didn't even know the way that prosecutor did his closing. No, I'm sorry, his defense attorney did the closing argument, if he would even get time. Like, it was like he, for the public defender, that man did well. And I will applaud that, because that was a very hard, you know, like he had to put his own, you know, beliefs, things like that aside and really fight for this man. And I'm telling you, that closing argument, I even was a little like, ooh, should he get life? You know?
Well, here's the thing. Public defenders, one of the things that they really specialize in is working out like a deal.
Oh, so, yeah, that's what I wanted, the plea deal.
Mm-hmm. He should have took the deal.
No, yeah, he should have took that deal, because he would have been walking out the jail today. Or whatever, you know, basically the 2 years when that was up, he would have walked out. He only had to do 2 years, and he's basically already done that. And just register as a sex offender, and then I think the 8 years he would have been, because it was like a 10-year thing, but 8 years he would have been on like probation. So, but he didn't want to do it.
So a lot of times I think when they offer these people these pleas, depending on your judge and everything else, they're gonna throw you the book. Like, you
So
should have took the plea.
I have a question. Do you really think that they were trying to make an example out of him rather than just doing what judges normally do when they have a cult leader
Absolutely.
in the courtroom?
Absolutely, because they know
How?
that he's huge on social media. You know what I'm saying? My brother don't pay attention to none of this social media stuff, but my brother knows who Nature Boy is. You know what I'm saying? So I think they're using him as a
They've been doing it to
example
cult.
to
They've been doing it to cult leaders for probably centuries, but for sure decades.
yeah.
If cult leaders either end up with life or dead.
That is
There,
true.
that's so there's no making an example of him. There's a million, like there's tons of examples that he should have had. What he with the where people are getting it like twisted is that they're not looking at him any different than, what was it, Jonestown?
Yeah, Jim Jones at Jonestown.
Yeah. Oh, I look at it as like the Manson case. You know what I mean? Because he really didn't do anything, but he made them do the stuff to each other.
So
the worst type of slavery, and believe it or not, slavery is still going on even to this day. The worst slavery is mental slavery, and a lot of they be slaves or they're in a cult or whatever. It starts off with the mental slavery. You know, when you feel like you can't free yourself, they break you down. So then you're like, hey, I'm stuck with this, or whatever the case may be. So Jonestown, they got that on YouTube. I watched that a long time ago, but that's a good documentary as well. Shit, we might have to recap that motherfucker. I might have to watch that again because we got people on here that I believe if content creators told them to drink some Kool-Aid, I believe they would.
Oh, they would. Yeah.
They do. It may not be called Kool-Aid, but they're drinking it.
Yep.
So,
but no, it's just because some of people don't even understand. Like, they understand the women, but they don't understand the men. And I'm like, what do you mean? You know, like, he's breaking them all down. You know, at their own.
And yes.
You know, like, men can fall for this stuff too, especially if, you know, he's a very manipulative type person. So it's just kind of like,
that's vibrant. Yes, that one too. He had a huge following.
Yeah.
He had a huge following.
If you like just put in your search engine on YouTube cult documentaries, and it helps you really, like, you know, understand it. Because at first, you know, you're like, how do these people, you know, these child of God cults, and they're raping children? Like, how does the parents allow this? You know, because sorry, I just probably said a lot I wasn't supposed to say on YouTube. But you know, you just start like, but if you really break down the psychology of it, it's deep. It's real deep.
Yeah, it's super deep.
I wonder, is his homeboy, what's his name, TKO? I wonder how he's feeling about this. You know what I'm saying? He should be opening his eyes up a little bit and saying, hey, I don't want this to be me. Because Nature Boy wouldn't even be caught up with this shit if he wasn't broadcasting it all over social media.
Yeah, on Twitter. I mean,
people is doing this type of shit every day. Like this one guy, the girl ended up, the cult leader ended up killing the girl because I was watching a crime show or whatever. But the dude had all the women living there. They all had babies or whatever. And he made them fill out like false information or whatever to get like welfare assistance or whatever. And so all the money would come in like pooled together. You know what I mean? So it's just so many different organization groups and whatever else is going on like that. I think we should cover some of them, honestly.
I want to try to find the one I saw before. I don't know, because I'm like Jessica, I do love a good cult documentary, and there was one where he had these people all like, drinking the Kool-Aid, but his version of it. And then he done built a theater. He had like a musical theater cult. Like he was forcing them to do performances and stuff. Like he Bob Fosse. I was like, what the freak is this? And I can't remember like the name of it and how to, or the outcome. So if I watched it again, it would be, you know, like watching it for the first time, because I can't remember how it ended, but I was wanting to see that one again.
Lori, is that one on YouTube? Heaven's Gate? I haven't seen that one. Stockholm syndrome is real. We got people living in it every day, going daily.
Well, I just think those different polygamous groups, you know, like in Utah and stuff, like the younger girls have started coming out more, escaping it, and there's a lot, like, I mean, it's basically one big cult, you know, but it's deep, you know what I mean? Like, really, the grooming, the manipulation, the, you know, how they do it, you know, and you just got to think there's so many different ones out there, and they all hide, but a lot of them do, behind like religion.
Mm-hmm.
So
the religion
it's
that's in their head and twisted all around.
Mm-hmm.
It's
like you have to be really strong-minded type of a person nowadays, not to, especially with social media, you know. So that Juju boy said he started following him at like 17. So, and if you notice, the younger they were, like, the harder they are for him still. It's you know.
I sat there and watched him trying to retract his statement about the kids, and they was sitting there blank behind the eyes, just shaking their, like, nodding their head like yes, 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 mm-hmm. And I'm like, what he said was wild. Like, you heard what he said about his son and everything, right?
Nature board?
Yeah, I can't even get into it because
I know. I don't want to like revisit that, but yes, I do know what you're talking about.
And I was just sitting there watching, you know, about the child. I was just sitting there watching a channel, and that's how I ended up over here, because I was like, I can't, you know, who like TC or whoever it was when the girl got hit by the truck. Yeah. I was like, I gotta go.
Well, I remember watching Velvet with that baby that one time, and I just was like, everybody was so mad about her, you know, trying to protect herself, really. You know, she swung at him, whatever, but holding the baby, I'm like, no, that's a real mom right there. Like, no, she wants to leave. She doesn't want to leave that baby with him. You know, like, you're not taking my child. So, yeah, I feel like Velvet got a bad rap with that at that point, but I'll always be like, no, Velvet was right, because a real mom gonna hold that baby, and yeah, you become a bear.
Watching that fight where he let them fight until blood was flying, and then he's like, that's it, y'all got it out your system. Like, I'm like,
no, it's crazy, right? Like, circle around them in places and just make them. It's just like, oh. And then they would do it. So then it makes you think like, dang, you know.
But that's the power of the mind. Like, and whether you're, you know, weak-minded or not, like, you can just get caught out there.
Yeah.
And it's sad. Like, they were young and impressionable, and I don't know what they went through in their life to where he, you know, because I guess at first something resonates. Whatever he's saying is resonating with you in some capacity, and if you don't have any kind of autonomy over yourself, you could just land in that kind of a situation with them doing all kinds of shenanigans. Like that guy didn't one of the men give him all of his mother's life insurance, like when he
all that money. Yep.
And I didn't keep up with it. I didn't keep up with it like others have. I just know bits and pieces of what happened with it. And the thing about it is that man is from Harlem. He just gave Harlem a horrible.
Now y'all know you New Yorkers, you got that hustle. Y'all got that hustle, okay? Like, they gonna make $1 out of 15 cents somehow. So.
Money making Manhattan, but not like that. Like,
no, I'm not. No.
You know, not like that, child. I was just like, when I found that out, I was like, ugh. And then, but then at the same time, it made sense. I was like, I get it. I get it. You know, I've been around one of them types before. You know, they took a good game, but to that,
Yeah, that's what I meant by yeah.
yeah, they took a good game.
Mhm.
You go out there over by where Sonetta and them be, and they be talking, boy, you know, and you just be like, yeah, that's right, you know. Turn around, get yourself some oil, come back to the conversation, and you just get, you know, they got their whole setup laid out there. All the pictures you go by, you
Mhm.
all of the hangings, they have like the lynchings, the pictures, the lynching, like this wrong. That's right, we gotta rise, you know. And then you be like, yeah, talk that shit, daddy. And then you caught up in Costa Rica looking a fool. I can't.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
Uh-huh. Getting kicked out Belize or somewhere. Yeah.
Right. Getting kicked off the Spirit Airlines, funky as a mug. Thinking like a skunk. I can't. Mm-mm.
No, but but the revenge porn part of it all though, that I could see them trying to make an example, you know, with that, because that's going to become a very big thing, I think, you know, here in the future, especially for like the youth and things.
Girl, I was still on mute. I was saying that when Velvet's father died, I don't think that helps her either. You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
Probably not.
And then what's her name? Malika, right? Is it Malika?
I don't know them that well. Like
I mean, I'm not the best with Nature
I
Boy.
think Malika or whatever, but you know, I used to feel sorry for her because it seemed like, you know, they would be teaming up against her and all this other extra stuff, because I feel like her and Nature Boy, they had more of like a chemistry or whatever together. But
that ain't good.
Mm-mm. So there was so much jealousy. That's why I didn't like to really like watch it. You know, I'd like watch commentary on it and things, because it's just like I just can't do that. You know what I mean? I'm not like a jealous type of woman. I want to see every woman do their thing and stuff like that, not like compete. And it would just get so sick to me, you know, as a woman watching these other women do this.
yeah, you do know that they have something on Pornhub, right?
Oh yeah.
Him and Malika or whatever, but they're not nude or whatever, but they do like this dance thing, and he holds her up in the air and everything like that. And how do I know? Because people were talking about it. I said, well, let me go see what's going on. So over there, I don't know if it's still on there, but I punched it in or
Well, I
whatever.
doubt very seriously if you went onto Pornhub and from your own religion typed in Nature Boy. I'm pretty sure you had to have heard that it was out there.
Yeah, somebody told me. So I went and looked it up or whatever, and I seen him, and it was him and Malika, I believe it was. Yeah, so it's just wild, you know. A lot of this stuff is just crazy.
I saw someone's comment a second ago, but that's where like I go back with, I do agree with T Lounge with, you know, you have a choice for everything. You know, I don't think, you know, like if you're talking about live or die, that is an extreme choice to have to give someone.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? I don't like that, but I do agree with you with the choice. You know, like everybody has a choice, basically, you know, with the slavery thing, live or die. But with Nature Boy, yes, they had a choice as well. But I think that's where you have to get into the psychology of the cults.
Right.
Like that's a lot to talk about just like right now.
Right.
You know, like
I don't even have enough information on them.
It's called
yeah.
slavery. If this
does anyone know the
from birth on out?
Wait, say that again.
It's like mental slavery.
Yes.
All your stuff from birth on out. You don't know any different. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're being programmed.
Mm-hmm.
The children.
Question, T.
Where are the children?
Good question.
You know what? I don't know, because I know. And then you know how he used to be weird about some of the kids he wanted around, and then some of the kids
Mm-hmm.
around. That's a whole nother thing that I don't
And
know.
that one wife left her son to come to the cult. So how do you leave? You know what I mean? Like, what type of mind frame are these
Like the
people
boy.
really in? If you're leaving your child to go follow this man,
Yeah, he don't like the little boys.
I think she left her son at like 4 or something. Yeah, I just found that out during the trial. She's the one that basically admitted she posted one of them on stand.
Oh God.
That one. Mm-hmm. Like thinking she's cute. Like, no, I posted one of the revenge porn videos. That prosecutor was like, huh? But I mean, look at Charles Manson girls. They killed for him. And I believe these girls would have too if they would have, if he asked that.
Absolutely. And give it time. That would have, like, it would have had the stakes would have had to been increased. That's just the way things were going. Like, that was the trajectory of things. So it would have had to have come to a point where if it wasn't that per se, it would have had to be something like that. Because you're like, for somebody like him, he's looking for new supply. You know what I mean? That's what narcissists do. But then when maybe you don't get any new people, you have to then test the people who are theirs loyalty. Like, he would have to keep being reassured. In order for him to be reassured, he would have had to raise the stakes. And if he was given enough time, where else would it have gone to?
Yeah. No, you're right. Completely right. So it's just, the psychology, I guess, and sociology behind cults. That's like another thing we could talk about sometime, because it's not like they're going anywhere and they've been around forever. So all you can really do is make sure you raise your children, like try to make them, have a strong mind and want to do for self.
Yes, and nobody's blaming slaves for not choosing to live. I mean, to die. I'm saying that, see, this is why, sometimes you can't talk about certain things. Sometimes I'll hear something and I'll be like, I'm not even gonna say nothing.
But a lot of slaves did rise up. So I don't like to hear they didn't rise up, because they did
rise up.
Yeah.
They did rise up, and
they just killed them. So, like, let's be for real.
Yeah, they made the Nat Turner made Nat Turner made the choice to
go study the Bacon Rebellion.
Right.
If you want to get deep, this is why white people were no longer slaves. Because see, we want to get into it. White people were slaves too.
Amen.
Until the Bacon Rebellion, because they got together and rose up together. They said, "Oh crap, we can't have this." So then they became indentured servants and were allowed to be free.
Then we have the slaves that chose to run away.
Mm-hmm.
There's the choice doesn't have the alternative. The alternative doesn't have to be death. The alternative.
And go ahead. Sorry.
Doesn't mean like some people did not get to make it, even though they ran. They did not make it out, but they made choices, and some people chose to stay. That's just the reality of it. And when you point out the reality, I didn't give my opinion of what they should have done, but you heard my opinion by just me saying. I mean, you heard an opinion. You heard an opinion just by me saying or stating a fact. The Snapple fact is, it is a choice, because everything's a choice. Let's go back. We could go take it to the Matrix when they went to go talk to the architect, and he was like, it all boils down to choice. And then Neo sitting there looking stupid. He was like, yeah, you could either choose to save. Wait, no, at that point, like he was, something with losing Trinity. Well, y'all might not have watched the Matrix like I watched it.
I ain't bad with the Matrix. Sorry.
However, child,
I have not seen it.
But then people also don't want to understand that the original, indigenous people here were copper colored darker skinned individuals as well that became prisoners of war, which are what slaves, like, so when you mix them in with the Africans, there's a lot to our history that no one wants to really break down. So if we're only going to go by what, like, the propaganda history book they give us at school, I don't go by that. Like, no, I've done too much genealogy and self-work to find out who my ancestors were, because I am here. Why am I here? How did my family make it? And so many others perished.
Of course, that goes without saying. Of course, they had a choice as well. It's called free will for a reason.
But see, the mind is one of the most powerful things.
Right.
They still can't figure it out. You know what I mean? So these are conversations we could debate or argue, whatever, over and over.
That's why.
You know why we can debate and argue over and over?
There's no real answer.
Because there's options, there's choices.
Yeah.
Choose a side, because there's always a choice. That's why we could debate over and over and over again, because there's always duality is a universal law, whether we like it or not.
Right.
Yeah. So true.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
We've been on here 2.5 hours, but this was a good conversation. Of course, ain't nobody over here because we're talking about real life shit.
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
Of course, but it's okay. I've enjoyed it. Thank you.
Yeah, because they
so
choose
much.
to be somewhere else, Shelly. But anyway.
Yeah. They choose to be.
They choose to be somewhere else.
Of course. Now, if I was over here spilling some tea or dropping some receipts, they'd be all lined the fuck up. But I ain't tripping off of that. So, T, what do you have coming up? You got anything new on the lookout we should be looking for?
Child, I was gonna, for my next episode, I was gonna talk about Nature Boy, actually. And then when I went to go write in the script, I was like, I'm not talking about this shit. So now I'm so stuck. I'm thinking I might talk about since it's gonna be Women's History Month the next time I film. Have you been going over to my channel, Shelly? Because it's not in the lives anymore. It's in the videos I was uploading.
Wait, what's not in your lives?
Huh?
What's not in the lives? What do you mean?
I haven't been. I did one live yesterday because I had to do my upload as a live because I was trying to see if people were just not seeing my videos. But I've been uploading. So if you go to my channel, you would have to go to the video tab.
Well,
Okay, I'll make sure I go over there, T Lounge, because I try to catch their lives, but
because
from you, I didn't see that you were live. I didn't see anything from you. Now, it could be.
Go check it out.
It could be YouTube or the notifications, but I do have pink eye and a sinus infection, so I wasn't on YouTube at all until like yesterday. Then I was trying to catch up on videos. But what I realized is even with my channel, right, or my YouTube, I don't see people's community walls. The only way I can see their community walls is if I type their name in and go to the community wall. Mine doesn't just fall like that. So the last couple of days I've been unsubscribing to people because YouTube, I don't know if y'all go through this, but YouTube keeps on sneaking people in and subscribing me to those channels and unsubscribing me to people. I typed the other day to find out. I thought maybe she just got busy with school or whatever. Find out I'm unsubscribed. I'm like, what the fuck? So I had to subscribe again. So I'm gonna look into yours. Matter of fact, let me look into it now because I hope YouTube didn't unsubscribe me because I'm really getting a little annoyed with that. These people that I would never subscribe to these channels. Like some of them, they're not even speaking on English. I'm like, what the fuck?
But remember what I was telling you when we spoke backstage, and I was telling you that I was going to do something new with my channel and everything.
Yeah.
I started it. So now the
Okay.
next time that I film, I was gonna do the Nature Boy. Then I can't. I already know that it's like the stuff I want to go into is gonna give me too much trouble as far as like um guidelines and things like that. So I was
Mm.
thinking, since it's gonna be Women's History Month, maybe I will talk about like some great women, or like try to piece together a way to talk about like string together a bunch of different women, not a bunch, but like a few different women that have connections that you all may not have known has a connection. Or
Right.
maybe I'll just talk about Prince. I've been wanting to talk about Prince's hairdresser, because she was with him the whole time.
Oh, was she?
Hmm.
That would be awesome.
So
Yeah.
I'll see. I'll figure it out.
Well, like I said, anytime you want to collaborate or anything like that, I mean, you don't have
Mhm.
to, but just let me know. Like I said, and as I was telling MU, we were having a conversation, and I said, right now, what I want to just focus on is content, and it's kind of like you wash my hand, I wash your hand, I wash your hand, you wash my hand.
Mhm.
Enough money out here for all of us. There's enough clicks and views for all of us, and we don't always have to work together, but we can come together at times and work on things. Like today, I could have came on here and talked about this by myself, but it wouldn't have been the same as with because everybody had a difference of opinion, and
Mhm.
they different to the table. So I appreciate everybody, and I appreciate you, T. I was actually, the crazy part is I was gonna send you the link and just send it to you. But like I said, I know that you and Mix are like real cool, and because
Mhm.
I have her email, I don't ever
Mhm.
do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to do something and I'm not doing it for both.
Oh no, but if you tell me to send it to her or whatever, you know what I mean. I'll do it, or what, like I'll be like, oh, Shelly want us over here, So if
Okay.
ever you want to do that, do it that way. Or I will just assume you want her to have it as well. If you want to do it
Yeah,
that way, you
yes. Going
know.
forward, let's do that because, like I said, there's a lot of things that I want to talk about, but I'm not the type of person where I'm not greedy, right? Just like I told Misunderstood, hey, listen, let's shut this down, go over to your channel. She says she doesn't have enough time, so I get it. I was on her platform last night for over 5 hours, and let me tell you, that was a good ass live. I was so damn tired. I was
Mhm.
this goddamn peanut butter, goddamn cracker, and I kept falling asleep. I was nodding like I was on goddamn heroin. I was so tired, but the conversation was so good.
I was listening for a little bit. I went over there for a little, like I missed the beginning. I missed the truck. Whenever I got over there, Rodney was up there. And then I was watching for a while, and I fell asleep. Like I usually am way in the bed by that time. And then I think I went over to QB's. I think after that I went over to QB's for a minute, and that's what really did me in. And I went to work today. Oh my God, one of my clients almost got, no, my client did get it. I got a little testy with him when he tried to tell me, oh, y'all always got something. And I was like, now listen, Mr. So-and-so. So I need to go to, I
And
told,
I had talked to you about, which I can't say is too much of a secret now when you know how people are. But then,
I'm gonna hit you up later.
okay, I just want
I know that's right.
Right. You know how you just do as a kid?
Mhm.
Start making.
yeah.
I'm gonna hit you up about that. Yeah.
Oh shoot! I said I would see what I'm saying. I got a little Wendy Williams that time. I picked up my daggone phone to go look at her page and put the phone
No, we're
back.
not gonna start calling it Wendy. No.
That's calling now little Wendy Williams.
The Wendy
That is what
Williams.
that's what is gonna happen, ain't it? Dang.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna jump down. I do appreciate it, everyone
But
that
yeah,
was up here.
go ahead and close out and
Yeah,
Tuesday.
with us. And everybody in the chat, we appreciate you too so much. You help.
Yes. And I
It
had a
keeps.
good time, even with the debate and everything. That's what, like, what they say, iron sharpens iron.
Mm-hmm.
That's how
Steel sharpens, yeah, one of them. But yeah, yep. That's what I say. I enjoy it, too. I think there's a way to do it healthy without like getting out of character and things. A healthy conversations. I don't like to say debates because
Yeah,
then it makes it.
don't go anywhere. I'm gonna shut down in 2 seconds. I just want to make sure that I am
Okay.
that they didn't undo me to T Lounge because she's saying she did a video and I didn't see a damn thing.
I didn't see anything pop up either though. But I'm gonna go like unsubscribe, resubscribe to you. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I have to do that with people as well. Try that too, Shelly.
Yeah, I might end up doing that because it's showing like even
Like
today.
right away, because
Today told me that BBW was live or whatever. I went over there. Shit, she wasn't fucking live. She was live like an hour or two before then.
but I have to do that with some people's. You know what I mean? Like push the unsubscribe, resubscribe right away.
Do me a favor, T, if you can. Can you comment in the chat now, if you could?
Shelly, look at your back chat.
Oh shit, hold up. I'm gonna end up getting a goddamn camera slip because I'm over here on this damn phone, child. Y'all gonna see all types of things.
Listen, if I camera slip right now, it would be the camera slip of all cameras. Well, you already kind of see my nipple at the dance contest. So, what difference would it make?
Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm reading some shit I wasn't reading the whole time.
Oh.
Um,
Hopefully I'll I'm gonna get me some rest. I gotta get up and run some errands in the morning, but I might do it more towards the afternoon, the way I'm feeling. Oh no.
Are you still in New York, T Lounge?
Yep. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, are you from Harlem as well? I take it.
Yeah.
Well, when you said the nature boy thing, I was like,
oh, okay. I was about to say, you from Harlem?
No. When I lived in Boston, I dated this guy though that was from Brooklyn, but not Harlem.
So then, what did he get from you? Got you for something?
Oh yeah, we was bad. We was doing those return scams, hustling, boost, whatever they call it. But let me be quiet. Let me just be quiet.
Vibrant as always. Thank you for being here, and Laurie. I appreciate that. Like I said, I like having real conversations. And also when I do them like this, and it's a smaller amount of people, I get to engage more. Did you comment, T Lounge?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading your reply.
Yeah, like not in the private chat, in the public one. You just do a dot.
Okay, hold on. A dot.
DC Purple Deal, before I shut this thing down, are you going live tonight? Just trying to see if anybody gonna go live after this. And we're also gonna figure out something with the moderator for the month. We'll talk about that part sometime this week. So I got a couple giveaways and things that I want to do. I got a lot of good feedback from the Sip or Truth. A lot of people really enjoyed that. So I'm gonna do that again, like probably sometime in March. I don't know which date quite yet.
I've been missing a lot. But I gotta probably go back and watch a few of your lives because it got really hectic like the past, I would say, month or so.
Yeah.
Just trying to complete things and
I understand.
I got a promotion at work and it's like a lot of new responsibilities and things like that.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's what's up. Hey, you go.
And then the way that I'm like, when you go to look at the videos, you're gonna see that that's a whole production that I do each weekend. So now it's just like, how am I managing my time? Which I think that's what that's one of the things you talked to me. Well, oh, I forgot, that was privileged information.
Oh yeah, I got some more information for you too.
Okay.
Because let me show you something. If I could Okay, so yeah, I'm definitely subscribed to your channel still. The bell is on. Let's see. Videos.
Those bells and whistles mean nothing.
That's true.
Thank you.
Because I like it's somebody, it's a celebrity somewhat. Well, I mean a celebrity. And like they were not even somewhat of a celebrity. Lunel, the comedian, was starring in freaking Chicago, probably as Big Mama Thornton, because that's usually who they cast for the celebrity guest. And I would have absolutely gotten a ticket and went to go see her as Big Mama Thornton. And I didn't, and I know she must have been promoting it on her channel and all that other stuff. I didn't get no notifications from her for the longest. I didn't even know she was saying anything. And so then when I got the notification that she was gonna be there, I was pissed. I would have, man, that's cool. It's all right.
You know what? I look at it like this. Whenever stuff like that happens, I always say that God's trying to protect me from something, because
Right, that's the only way you can do it, because it's like, I would have really enjoyed to enjoy seeing her do that, but whatever.
But yeah, if you have any topics and you want to collaborate together, let me know. And I will join for sure, because like I said, I'm focused on content and content.
I'll figure out something. We got to do something. I'll figure out what and it's possible to do it through the studio still. I just have to go to a different location and everything, but or maybe not necessarily, but it's still possible to do. Like I can still collaborate, so we'll talk about it for sure.
Yeah, because you can go under just record.
DC, wait, whoa. I'm so sorry. DC, the Purple Diva, how can I get your email? Because I've been looking for somebody who does AI art, or at least show me how to do it.
And sis, you don't have to ask my permission if you need to drop your email or whatever like that. That's not a problem. Like I said, my moderators, y'all are more than welcome to drop any of y'all information or other social media platforms or whatever, because you guys, help me too. So, and that is the Tea Lounge's information right there. So if you guys are not subscribed.
And DC, the Purple Diva, that's exact. Like I went up to your other comment, and the reason why I'm looking for how I'm trying to figure out how to do the AI art is because I wanted to do something for my channel with my poetry, and I might just have to go with the guy I saw on Fiverr, because I really liked what he did, and I want to do it sooner than later. So I haven't been on here, like I said, what's going on with work and like working on, finishing up the poems that I have, because I want to start releasing them on my channel, because I am going to do the book, because I don't know who, I know DC Purple Diva was saying it, but I've been working on it. So I have about, I would say 7 poems that I edited and like ready to go. And I've been trying to look and see like how many is supposed to be in it, like what makes a good size poetry book. So I'm thinking maybe like 30 poems. That's
My daughter has a poetry book.
Yes.
Yes, I can it's even in stores like Target and stuff like that. I can send you the information into your email. But I do want to say real quick, it's Vibrant. I did see you doing that, and as always, I truly appreciate you. You go over and beyond, being a moderator. I mean, you're just
yes.
The only thing that I have a problem with is you won't allow anyone to bless you. And I feel like you
I was ready to send her a blessing after tonight because she's been going hard with us.
yeah, and if you happen to change your mind and you're open to receiving a blessing, please drop your Cash App and I will send you a blessing because you do so much to help me out here on this platform. I really appreciate it. Yeah, so sometimes, I know some people don't want to take away from people and stuff like that. It's hard for me to accept things from people, but it took me a while to understand, listen, allow people to bless you sometimes, It might make them feel better. And I actually do feel better when I'm able to give to those that, be on their business. You said pay it forward, please? Okay. Okay, hold on, guys. I want to show y'all something. So granted, we ain't got but 30 some off fucking people up in here right now. Ain't nobody tripping or whatever, right? But I've been working on my shorts, right? And my shorts have really been doing good, some better than others or whatever. And it may even be different now, but this was earlier today. 973 new subscribers in the last 28 days.
Wow. Okay.
So I to do a little power class this month. It's going to be a 1-day class because I know people might say, well, why do I need to take a class for shorts? I know how to do a short. Well, everybody's not doing the shorts correctly,
No, and when I went to upload one that I thought would have been a short, like, do you have to do it from your phone?
Look, I'm over here showing y'all from the other computer that I'm not even on. I'm telling you, I'm having a Wendy moment. Hold on, y'all. God forgive me. Here we go. Now, can you see that?
I didn't even know you was up there with your subscriber count.
Yeah. So in the last, like, even 28 days, I should pull this up too. As far as views, because see, people just focus on views, on how much. Move, Marley, before I bust you. Move, boy. I swear, this cat. People focus on 1,000 in live or whatever. I don't care about 1,000 in the live. What I care about is how many views I get overall for the month, which I'm trying to go into the studio. I know the last couple of months I've been doing over 100,000, and that's how I used to be in the beginning. Like, I always had a goal. Like, my goal was to never have less than 100,000 views for the month. And then after a while, you just kind of get caught up in dumb stuff and you get lost and you get, but I'm back on my business. I'm not letting nobody distract me. I'm not letting anything distract me. If other people want to get it, we can get it together. But I'm not going to waste any time or any energy on worthless people that rather, beg, borrow, and steal, versus going out here and grind. And like, a couple of my videos that I put out, in the last couple of weeks, like, got 25,000, 30,000 and stuff like that. But some people have just been going to TikTok and just snatching other people's shorts and uploading them. That is exactly what you do not want to do. You do not want to do it. You will eventually get demonetized. Okay. So I'm going to get into that further in the class, showing you how you can go around it, how you can do it, and how you can make the content your own.
I'm frustrated because I'm just at the point where I don't think YouTube is going to monetize me. I absolutely I went through every last one of them where it was copyrighted. I snipped the part. I changed the song, or I got all the copyrights taken off. Right. Then I made sure I went and they, when they say that you're doing a review and you could do the commentary and all that other stuff, I have been doing that, making sure I have a script and I'm not just, winging it. And, so that way I have like substantial amount of commentary if I use a clip and all that other stuff. And they still don't want me. I say, you know what? Fuck you, YouTube. All I wanted was a little join button, but that's cool. Y'all keep your little funky join button. Y'all keep your little funky super chat. Y'all can kiss my freaking black behind. That's how I feel right now. I feel away.
You know
Okay.
what's crazy? They even changed it where now you only have to have 500 subscribers in order to be monetized.
So I don't, my thing is I don't beg. So I'm
Right.
gonna give them one more because asking the first time, that's just asking. If I ask a
When
second time,
are you reapplying?
I'm gonna reapply. I feel like I want to put a few more videos out the way that
Before
I
you
have been doing it.
let me take a look at your channel.
Go
Matter
ahead.
of fact, I'll look at it tonight and
Uh-huh.
I'll write down anything that I feel like, well, I can't just say
I can't go to the past and like what I did in the past is what I did in the past. Right? If you look at my last 4 videos,
yeah.
3 of them are in my video tab and 1 is in my live tab. That's where I'm going. That's the direction
Right.
I'm
That's
going.
what they're focused on. They're focused on what you've been doing in the last like 30 days.
Right. Okay, so maybe. So cuz what I did was I grabbed my purse, I put up my church finger, and I tiptoed out of the beef sector real quiet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You sure did.
You saw you seen I think you
I
down.
did. Yup. Now that we're like a little quiet mouse, you just was out.
But you got to put the church finger up, okay? Otherwise, you draw too much attention to yourself. So then I can't I feel like I can't win for losing.
Yeah, remember what I was telling you before? Is as many lives or uploads that you can do before you reapply, that is going to be more beneficial to you. Now, is it going to be beneficial if you do it and you have 1 view because you're just doing it to do it, to kill time? No.
No.
But having a good conversation or some good content and putting it up, you'll be fine. You'll
I
be
don't
fine.
know. They acting funky already.
YouTube does that with sometimes with people, and then you got other people they could sit there and
do whatever they want. I don't know. It's so annoying.
Right? It's crazy, right? I mean, I'm not even truly a content creator yet. I'm working towards it, but I see it. I'm like, how can this person have this type of stuff and then they take someone's channel or demonetize them for like less? But is it?
The go boo.
I don't get it yet. But
I don't get it either. And when you go over there, because Alexa's been over there, right? She's been over. When you go over there, you gonna see what you gonna see what me and her talk about. Like, now that's not right. That ain't right. They ain't have to do her like that. It's irritating.
What's not right?
Because I'm putting a lot of effort. Like I'm putting a lot of effort into it. A lot.
Yeah, but this is the thing. When you go to reapply, I feel like if you did everything that you were supposed to do, like
Oh no,
even
I'm
stuff
sorry.
that
I did. Okay, excuse me. I applied that first time, right? And you was like, I wish you would have talked to me before, right?
Right. Okay.
So then after that time, I went through every one of my videos, and I did everything they like, all the copyright stuff. I took it out to everything said none. My whole there's not one thing on my in the shorts, in the videos, or in my lives, and that took me weeks. That's why you haven't been seeing me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I took it out. I got everything to none. And I said, there you go. Good girl. I resubmitted and they was like, no. I said, what?
Wow. I wonder what was the
They said reuse content again. I'm like, but the content you were saying I reused, I took it out and I took out songs that I liked and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Let me go over there and take a peek right quick. And Lori, yes, this is
Did you do it back to back months?
Maybe. I gotta look. I think I did it with
You know, like I don't know, but maybe they're thinking they should have looked over everything, but maybe they just thought, oh, she just reapplying. But I don't know. Don't they have AI to do all this stuff? I don't know.
Yes.
But that is weird, you know.
Hold on a second.
Especially the reason why.
Love.
It's like, did they not even go back and look?
Because you are allowed to give commentary.
Yeah.
See, I try to avoid that, even though people say that it's covered by copyright and all this other kind of crap. I have made some people sit the fuck down because they use 90 seconds of my shit. Okay, it's really not protected. You know what I'm saying? That stuff is really for the news and that other shit. So
Shelly, right, but Shelly, go take a peek. Go look at
I'm peeking right now. I'm looking. I'm over there with Oprah's secret meeting.
No, go to my last. Go to look at the Wendy Williams one.
Okay, Wendy Williams. Okay, I love the thumbnail, by the way.
Thank you.
Okay, that's the problem right there. That's not yours, right?
What you mean that's not mine?
The two ladies that's talking.
That's me.
That's you. Damn, you didn't pull a Tasha K. Wow, you done set up your whole production and everything?
Yes, I'm furious.
Wow. You know, you think they think you just hijacked this from somebody else?
No.
I think they never even looked at the channel. I personally do. Because they're giving you the same excuse, right?
Yes.
This is really nice. This is really, really nice.
That's why I was saying I picked up my little purse, I put my church finger up, and I tiptoed up out of this bitch. So I'm frustrated right now.
I do find it a little bit suspicious though that I haven't seen any like
and not promoting me. I would have at least the people that normally come. It's way less views. I said, well, maybe because I'm uploading it, let me try it as a live. Still the same thing. I'm like, okay, so now you're not letting people know that. It just feels real.
So that's just been one video. That's been one video in the last 2 weeks. So that could have just been
then the other ones, I've been on here weekly.
Oh, you've been
the
on
other ones in the uploads.
Oh, okay, I see. Don't get discouraged.
Okay.
Do not get discouraged. You keep on going. If they deny you again, guess what? If we got to call the corporate office to YouTube, then that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or get the live chat or whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
How much longer till you have to apply again?
I could do it now, but I'm waiting to like figure out what's the problem.
Okay.
You know.
Do you
No, I was gonna say maybe wait like 6 weeks in between or something. Maybe a little longer. I don't know.
Do you own the video where the ladies dancing? Is that you? Is that something you
What lady dancing?
With the orange outfit on.
Orange outfit?
Yeah, on your shorts. And it says today's Black History Month.
I could take those out.
Yeah, I would get rid of that.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Yusuf.
I could take the shorts. I could take that stuff out. But when it's when I'm playing a clip during my live and I'm reacting and I'm doing it as a reaction. So my face is up while the video's playing the way they said to do.
Mm-hmm. I would wait until I get monetized to then do that shit. That's what I was telling somebody the other day. All this other stuff you want to do that people do and get away with, wait until after you get approved, then do all that stuff. I was telling that to BBW the other day.
Okay, maybe that's what I have to do.
Yeah, sis. Let's see. Really nice setup though. I'm impressed. The thumbnail. I mean, this looked like somebody with a check mark beside their name. You know.
Thank you.
Let's see. Okay, see, I don't know why. 5 days ago, in all fairness, like I said, I have been fighting with this sickness, so that could be why. But
YouTube is up to their little shenanigans and stuff.
That's what it sounds like, right?
Right.
Yeah, Murphy, I didn't see this. Contact the live chat tomorrow. And they can check your account, see if there's anything wrong with it. Because I actually reached out to them because I was like, what the fuck going on? I got all these fucking subscribers, but where the fuck are they at? Especially when I go live. But I also understand that a lot of the people who maybe support with the live, they want mess. And I'm just not really coming with that. And a lot
I
of
could do all that mess in that I could do the beef sector from that chair right there, and they still be acting funky with me.
Yeah,
I just subscribed to Purple Diva's poetry channel.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down because I know Alexis has to go, and since she came on here with me and everything, I wanted to I wanted to shut it down with her still here for hanging out with me all night. And to you also too, T Lounge. I truly appreciate you. You guys
Yes, thanks for coming up with us. It was
I had
fun.
a good time. I had a good time. I had fun. I done been piano hopping. I went to 2 pianos. I've been piano hopping, child. I am
Well,
tired.
if you should decide that you want to do a little something or whatever, just let me know. If you want me to bring the crew, bring the crew. I think that's what we should be doing, honestly. And just let me know and we could do something. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all my music leaving out. And for a small time, I was here. It was good. Yeah, Indigo, it was really good. You might want to red ball back.
Indigo.
The beginning part of the show was a headache because I don't know what the hell was going on. The StreamYard wasn't trying to work. I had to move over to my phone and a whole bunch of other crap or whatever. But I enjoyed it, and we're gonna finish the rest of it with Misunderstood.
Yes, we are. Yes.
Okay, I'll be on the lookout for
Yeah, make sure you send it to her too.
Right, and like I
And
said,
then mixology, right?
yeah, and so like I said, in between then or before you decide to apply with YouTube, if you want to do some type of collaboration, just let me know. And
I'm gonna yeah, because I have to have like the script the week before. So technically today I should have it for this upcoming week, but the way the way my week was set up, I'm getting ready to go to sleep and I'll figure it out tomorrow evening and get it to them as soon as possible.
Yeah. Okay.
See, look what Indigo said.
Hold up. Let me see.
She hasn't gotten a notification for me in a month.
I ain't seen no. I haven't seen nothing since the last time that I was over there. When that was
And that's how I feel. I feel like they're not. I feel like I'm shadow banned or something.
You know what? I had them check that too. Reach out to them because they are in California, so their time is a little bit different. But reach out to them tomorrow on the live chat. Reach out to them on a live chat. I heard some people say once they did that, it started working good for them and blah, 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 blah. They told me there was nothing wrong with my account. They understand this, that, and the other thing.
So I was like, well, what is it that I can do, you know, this different? And so I'm just going to continue to do the shorts. Not saying that that's all I'm going to do, but see, I'm not tripping over who want to join me or who don't want to join me for this. When I get done with this video won't even have 1,000 views, right? But I did a video today with 58 seconds, and that motherfucker's sitting on 500. You see what I'm saying? I can go look at the list of my videos. Hold on, let me pull it up right quick.
Oh, sign out and sign back in. I wonder if I sign out and sign back in, will it trigger something?
It's worth a try. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I'm getting ready to go to bed, y'all. The day done caught up to me.
Yes.
Right.
Have a good night.
Yeah, I got a video less than 2 weeks ago with 54,000 views on it, and that video is not even 1 minute. So I'm not gonna trip and beg people to come over here and work with me and do something together. Like, I know how to get views. It's just a matter of just doing it. So thank you, C Lounge, for coming over. I enjoyed you. Thank you, chat, for being here.
Yes, thank you to the chat.
Later.
Thank you, T Lounge. Have a good night.
You too. Peace.
And Alex, stay. I said Alex, girl. You know I'm getting fucking tired. Alexis, stay parked. All right, y'all. Let me give y'all some music. Let me look at my banners. I mean, in my brand and see what I got. All right, here we go.
But if I your body, girl, I don't mind. Cause not only you in my mind, oh. Girl, you too fine, well, light a lie. Me, I know the lie, oh. See, not only you in my head, oh. Yeah, only you in my head, oh. See, now you the cause confusion in my head, yeah. Me, I know the lie, you're my fantasy. You're my fantasy. Only you in my head, oh. Only you in my head, oh. See, now you the cause commotion in my head, oh. Me, I know the lie, you're my fantasy. Can you even imagine what is going on inside? Is this reality? Oh yeah, 'cause I don't wanna wake up from this dream. Them say something must kill a man. Oh, nah, nah, nah. But if I your body, girl, I don't mind. Oh yeah, 'cause not only you in my mind. Oh yeah, yeah. See you too fine, me I know the lie. Oh, see now only you in my head. Oh yeah, only you in my head. Oh, see now you the cause confusion in my head. Oh yeah, me I know the lie. Oh, but me I know the lie. Oh, only you in my head. My head. Only you in my head. Oh, see now you the cause commotion in my head. Oh yeah, me I know the lie. Oh, my fantasy. See now only you in my head. My head. Only you in my head. Oh, see now you the cause confusion in my head. Oh, me I know the lie. Oh, I know the lie. Only you in my head. Oh yeah, only you in my head. Oh, see now you the cause commotion in my head. Oh, me I know the lie. Oh, my fantasy.